So how long was the drive?
Um, it was longer because I got literally stuck in traffic from North Carolina all the way to the end of South Carolina of just
Oof.
the 2-lane traffic on 95. Like, people thought if they kept trying to weave in and out, they were going to go somewheres. And so I stayed in the same lane and would like pass them. And then they would pass me, but I never veered. And we like pretty much did that the whole time. And I'm thinking, you're making it worse because you keep trying to ping pong and not
Yeah.
let people on. And yeah, I don't even know. I think it's just because it was 2 lanes. There wasn't really any, it didn't look like an accident, but maybe it was gone by the time I got up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very long. And then so I still ended up getting home at like, I don't know, was it like 9:30?
Yeah, 9:30,
Did you
9:45.
stay
Yeah.
overnight anywhere, or you drove straight through?
No, I drove straight through, but I was going like 100. Once I was past the point of like, I only stopped twice
Safety
and I
first.
only peed once. I didn't even eat. I was like, I'm getting
Wow.
home. I'm fucking tired. I don't want to be in this car. I was already to the point where I just wanted to turn around and just go back to North Carolina. Like, as soon as I got stuck in traffic, I was like, I'm fucking pissed. Like, it instantly pissed me off because I knew it was going to be so much longer to get home. And I didn't want to keep stopping. So I stopped at Georgia's like welcome center, saw
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump sitting on a bench, ran in,
They
peed.
got good bathrooms there. That is a good travel
Not
center right
not
there.
with how
Yeah.
packed it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
in
really?
there. There was no parking spaces.
Wow.
People were parking on the grass. So many people are coming to Florida. I didn't see a Florida license plate until I got to Tampa. I was like, they're all here.
Yeah, Disney reopened, so
Yeah,
yeah.
everything is just chaos.
That's
But yeah,
crazy.
that drive isn't bad really at all, except for when you do get stuck in traffic on those 2 lanes. Like,
So
Yeah, yeah.
how many
it's
hours was it? Even with
it's
traffic?
usually not. Well, then it was like 11
Oh,
hours.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like 20 or something like that.
No, from here to New Jersey, it's 18.
That's true.
20 from North Carolina to Florida.
Well, because I thought you were like 10 hours or so from us. And then,
I gotta put these on just to
12.
hide my
12,
eye
12
rolling of
hours.
disgust.
sorry,
12
I must
hours.
be channeling Duncan
It's
and Kevin's
Yeah, yeah,
map
12.
yeah.
skills.
It's 12
For some
hours.
reason, I thought it was longer. That's not
No,
bad.
no,
Yeah.
12 hours to you guys.
Yeah, because it takes me 12 hours to get to my mom's house from here, and it takes 9 hours to get to Kerry's dad's house from here.
They live 12 miles away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just going like 10 over the speed limit
Yeah.
because I get paranoid of getting pulled over.
I Whenever I'm like that, Jess, I know you can't do it. I just get like Gatorade bottles. I just piss in bottles when I'm
I
driving when I
wish
want
I
to
could
stop.
have. Honestly, I'll tell you, that was the first time I ever thought about wanting an adult diaper. I was like,
Ew.
I don't even want to stop. I was like, if I could just pee my pants right now, I would have just kept driving.
That's hot, isn't
I
it,
would have
Kevin?
just, I would have just
Yeah.
kept driving.
Yeah, I just pull over on the side of the road and open my
Yeah,
door
but
and pee
that's
out.
fine. But I
Yeah.
wasn't getting out of my spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was not. I was in my spot. I was fucking going. And then once we started driving, of course, it was like freedom. And then you're like, crap, I really have to pee. I'm making it to Georgia. I made it all the way to Georgia. I was like, don't pee your pants. As I'm like shuffling into the freaking welcome center. I mean, I had to pee so bad. I was like the longest pee ever. But then I got on the road and was like, keep going. The only next time I stopped was for gas and pee. And then I didn't stop again. I was like, I'm starving. It's terrible.
But you made it home safely.
I did.
Yeah.
I pee in bottles. I just
Well,
do.
good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It sounds like you had your driving buddy, like Kevin says. You have that one person that you're always passing, and they're passing you.
Yeah.
No,
You have a
honestly, there was a few people that were just like, I don't know, they wanted to be leaders of the pack. It was like very dominating, but you could tell they were very dominating in it. And Graham's car surprisingly had like some get up, and I was like, I wanted to be like, I'm in this little car and you're in your expensive SUV and you think you're gonna like, and I'm tiny like in his car, so I was like, I was able to like
What kind
cut
of car
people.
is it?
It's
Chevy Sonic.
Sonic, like it's tiny, it's
So it's
compact.
fast like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, they got like a little 1.4 liter turbo in
Yeah.
it.
So I mean, and
Probably
here,
like
and I'm
180
like
horsepower.
a tiny little thing, so I could like weave in and out. And then here comes these big, and they couldn't like do the same thing. So I was like, bye, as I'm like hauling ass. The only thing I was a little worried about was when I went on 301 because it goes from, 65 to 55 to 45, then back up to, and you don't know if there's a cop, but I took the chance. I went 90. I was like,
You took the chance.
took the chance
Rebel.
and hauled ass. I forgot how much I hate driving like a lot of the times, but I forgot how much I love like driving, like speeding. I think that's what it is.
Going fast.
The adrenaline, because Kevin's boring. He puts everything on cruise control. Then we can't hear music. I had music blasting. I was fucking hauling ass.
55, stay alive.
Freedom.
Yeah, I know.
It felt good. I'll tell you.
How many cigars did you smoke on the drive?
I didn't smoke any. I didn't smoke any cigars. This is the first cigar I've had since Tuesday.
Really?
No.
Why didn't you bring any?
Since Monday. Graham had some, but there just wasn't. I was not smoking at my hotel. That was not happening. Outside was scary at night. Graham, to the point where Graham was like, "We need to find you another hotel." I'm like, "It's fine."
Yeah, you
I'm
should have just let
asleep.
me book the damn hotel.
That's why there was a wasp in your room.
Yeah, that's it. So it's what you get. Not letting me be involved.
Was there a sign that said hourly rate at the
No.
hotel? Okay,
Actually,
just checking.
even Graham said the hotel looked deceiving. But there was a lot of transient like people there too. There's other military stuff going on, so it's just a little that area in general because it's literally across the street from where we stayed. There's a lot of road work happening, so there's a lot of
Construction people?
construction people.
They're transients?
Yeah. He said that with a negative connotation.
Well-
those people.
Were they
Well,
whistling at you?
They're
Hey, bababy.
Cat calls.
Yeah, they were just
Wow, wow.
Yeah, Graham made sure that he walked me up to my door every night. He was like, "I can't let you walk in there by yourself." I'm like, "I don't care about these people. I'll kick them." I was like, "I'll stab them."
Yeah.
Jess will stab him.
He's like,
With what? Yes.
"Have you met me?
Yeah.
You're the one who was complaining about me wrestling you too hard."
Yeah.
It's a big step
put 'em in
though,
one-
to stab
I'll
him.
just put him in one of my
Transient.
Yeah. Some guy
Construction
comes up to
workers.
attack you, and she's like, "Hold on, let me like Popeye." She takes a couple of shots of tequila, and then the Popeye music comes on, and then
She winds up.
Those transient construction people can be very, very, very persistent with their abuse.
So one of the rules at the hotel was that when you went to go check out, you had to take your own trash and put it in the dumpster. You couldn't leave any of that. Yeah.
Well, it's COVID.
Yeah, well, but listen. So they did that, and you had to
They
take
didn't
all
have
your
that in the hotels
towels
we stayed at
and
in
put it
Tennessee.
in these bins that they
It's your
had
first
outside, so it just goes into the laundry. Which I thought, oh, okay, that's fine. But yet they had a continental breakfast. Like everything was like out in the open in their lobby. So
That's all.
you're not gonna touch my trash, but you're gonna leave all this food that people are like, "Oh, what looks good today?" as they're spitting over everything. Yeah, no, thanks.
Sounds
I
like
didn't
a great
there.
place.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I slept there. It didn't matter. I wasn't like,
That's all that
Did
matters.
Kevin check you
Yeah.
for bed bugs?
yeah.
no. But Graham was a little concerned. It was kind of funny. So I was like, fine, you guys can pay for my hotel next time.
Well, I can't wait to hear more. However, we should do our intro.
All right. I'm
Are
Kevin.
Oh, hold on. Are we ready?
Are we ready?
we ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Okay.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Kerr,
I'm Jen.
and we are
the
Broadleaf
Broadleaf
Bullies.
Bullies.
We talk. You listen. We're the Broadleaf Bullies. And here's your hosts, Kev, Kerr, Jessie, and Jen.
Welcome back.
Seems like forever.
We were on our hiatus for the mid-season break.
Yeah.
It already
Yeah.
happened. We're like, we need to have a break.
Yeah.
5 episodes need a break, especially after that last one.
Yeah.
It was a
Oh,
doozy.
Actually, it would have been very entertaining to have a show with Jennifer on call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have actually, it would have been 3 pictures. I would have been doing it from the living room or from out here, and Jennifer would have been doing it from the living room because I would not have been able to be in the same room.
And it was such a horrible call week and weekend. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like that in a while. So
And speaking of that, Jen, I got a question for you because I have irritated you several times this week. To no fault of my own.
Oh,
Kerr, Kerr has not written me up a summary. Things not to say to Jen. I don't have that list quite yet.
After the last one, bro, it
the
was like
last one, I'm like, what
even I stood still when I saw that. I was like,
I saw I said to Kerr, I go,
the door
"You
opened
didn't
up.
tell him, did you?
Door opened up. She's like, you didn't tell, did you? I'm like, I don't know where he got
He just
that.
randomly picked that name, and
No,
it's
no,
a
that-
hot button name.
No, it's from that little kid.
It's that little kid, you know,
Who?
with
So his mom, and he steals a cupcake, and he's going. She's like trying to reprimand him. He's like, excuse me for saying the word.
You can
the
say
L
it,
word.
so I
But
understand it.
he's going, Linda. Just
You
just
have to
listen,
send me
Linda.
the video.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I thought you guys knew. Yeah,
It's
so
hilarious.
yeah.
This little kid is literally fast talking. He's like 4 years old, and he's basically telling his mom, and he's calling her Linda,
Yeah.
like her name. He's like, Linda, listen.
Yeah.
He keeps saying it, and he's got this little accent, and he's so freaking cute. And she's like, I'm gonna give you pow-pows, and he's like, no, Linda, no, like back up. Like, it's hilarious.
That's
Well,
funny,
send it
but
to you.
I did not know that. So therefore,
Would have given some great context.
it
Kevin.
really would have been
Kevin,
helpful.
Yeah.
Mind you, I didn't really pay attention to the group chat at all, and then so like Kevin was like said something. I'm like, I missed it all, so just give me like a recap.
So we'll let
like,
Kevin go back to what he was saying.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. What exactly do you do? What is your job? Without violating
that's the
any
other one,
type
that's
of
right.
HIPAA violations?
No,
what
it's
do
not a
you
HIPAA
do?
violation.
What
I'm
do
not
you
a
do?
nurse.
Okay.
And I'm not a nurse. I'm not an RN. I never took a nursing class. I am not a nurse.
All due respect to
And-
nurses.
Oh, I do have friends who are nurses. They're great people. I think they do an incredible job. I am not one of them. And you're not the only one this week. I stopped on Friday. I went to get cat litter, but the pet store didn't have it. So I went it's a higher end consignment shop, and I bought something. And when I'm checking out, and I had my scrubs on and my lab coat that has our facility name on it, and she called me a nurse, and I didn't tell you this.
No, but
And-
explain to Kevin what you're not. He asked you
Okay,
what you
yeah,
are.
I
I'm
work in
looking to-
nuclear medicine.
Okay.
So
Are you looking
my
to further
back-
your education and become a nurse?
No,
No,
it has
no.
nothing to do with nursing.
Oh my God. Do you
I've been
want
doing
me
this
to-
for 27 years, Kevin. I'm
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
There are other
Further
areas
your
in
edu-
medicine.
Are you looking to get
besides-
smarter to be a nurse?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There's
So, yeah,
other
I usually-
areas in medicine besides nursing that.
Well, now I need
People
to know what
continue.
what happened with the lady.
Well, I like this place, but when I'm there and she said something about, oh, are you a nurse at, Bon Secours St. Francis? I said, no, I am not a nurse. Just because I'm standing there in scrubs and my lab coat, why am I a nurse?
She asked,
You could possibly be a doctor.
but she didn't. She asked. She assumed.
She goes, oh, you're a nurse at
Oh, now
Bon
you're
Secours
changing
St.
the
Francis.
story now.
So she assumed that I was a nurse, and I just thankfully had my sunglasses on and a mask, so my
She
tone
couldn't
of my
see
voice
what's
was
lighting
more
her
than
on
enough.
fire.
It stopped the laser
saying,
beams from
"No,
penetrating
I
her
work
soul.
in nuclear medicine. I work
Okay.
with
So what does that do?
radioactivity."
I mean, so do you have patients?
I do.
Or-
I work with patients. I've worked in a lot of different areas of the
She
field.
got tons of patients at work, but very little at home.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're asking, Kevin?
Yeah.
I've done everything from pediatrics, teaching, research.
Basically, Kevin,
administration.
what she does as a nuke tech, because she's never going to answer the question directly.
I am going to answer.
She's circling the
Getting
drain.
it. I'm giving him the full.
The full scope. That she runs a different test that physicians do order that involve radioactive isotopes. So if someone
Right.
needs to have a lung scan with radioactive isotopes to see how that lung, whether it's a cancer or a leak or the disease state. They inject the radioactive isotope, and then they take pictures of it to see how it responds.
All right, so
the same with
now-
the GI. If there's a leak, it's the radioactivity lights up and it
Which
shows.
everything
No,
you
it-
just said, I knew.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know how. Like, obviously, I didn't know like in that depth.
So it's an organic compound. So we look at how the physiology of the body works. So you can look at something anatomically, but I care physiologically how things happen. So I do a lot of therapies for oncology patients as well, or palliative or pain therapy. So
Well, I was
there's a
gonna
lot of
Why did
different
get into that
avenues.
part?
Well, but
I just gave him
I
the
was going to
basics
say
of
it's
what you
because I've
do.
had to have that done for Wyatt on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
had a malrotation of the intestines, and he had to drink this solution. And then, like, they studied how long it took from point A to point B and where the
that's actually-
obstruction was.
That would be X-ray, though. That's not
Well, it was
mine.
X-ray
Yeah.
kind of, but then
That's
they did
different.
some other thing to him on top of that,
But
which is what
you do radioactive eggs to
Yeah.
see how the stomach.
Oh wow!
We used to do salivograms a lot at Children's
Yeah.
Hospital on Down
But when you're on
syndrome
call, you
patients
don't do
and
your
cardiac
therapies.
studies.
Yeah, she
No.
That's pretty
She
cool.
does. She does therapies and
Yeah.
does clinical studies and therapies, like she said, with cancer
Yeah.
patients, palliative.
But when I'm on call,
but when you're
it's-
on call,
it's a
it's
critical situation where,
like
depending on my results,
XYZ needs
something else is gonna
they have a GI, may have a GI bleed. We need to inject them with these radioactive
brain death
isotopes to
studies,
see where it's
cardiac
going on.
studies,
So yeah,
looking
Okay.
for pulmonary embolisms.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've had several
Acute
MRIs where they've
cholecystitis.
injected me like through IV with like something that
Is it-
glows. Is that something that you do, or is that different?
That's different because it's MRI using magnets. But yes, I place IVs in and day out. I can do it blindfolded. We use a radioactive compound to image the body or look for some sort of physiological cellular effect.
Okay.
That's pretty intense.
It is. There's a lot of physics with it, but I've done.
Properties of physics.
Yeah, it's been 27 years, so I've done a huge scope throughout my field.
I mean, just probably all the changes that you've seen over all the different studies and like things that they have advanced is probably
Oh,
pretty mind blowing.
It is on the oncology side.
Yeah.
So
Being
are
part
you
of research studies and doing trials of phase 2 and phase 3, and now that it's approved, it's to go from.
Are you allowed to talk about some of them?
I can talk about it, I just can't give patient names.
I know that, but I'm saying like there was one of the studies she was working with. They had to fly the radioactive isotope that they were utilizing from Italy,
Really?
and they got to calculate how that radioactive isotope is going to degrade over a
Yeah.
period of time in order for it
Because
to
of the
get to the
half-lives.
location because of the half-lives. That's part of the degrading part. Thank you. So when it gets to that patient, it's not going to be past the point of half-lifing
or expired.
or expiring because of
it's-
the half-life. Yeah.
Because of the compound, it's like attached to, like a
Yeah.
lock and a key.
Yeah. So
You have two
Wow,
things.
basically,
joined.
it has to get there, and I remember the first time it was like, and these, it's not like sending a $200 cigar shipment. It's really ridiculously expensive, and it got hung up in customs in New York and everything else. So when it arrived, it's just not
couldn't
good.
use it.
Couldn't use it.
So what did that cost? I mean, to have that.
Well, now it's back then it was probably close to 100,000 per dose. Insurance now it's about 50 to 100 for this one therapy, and we do it every other month for 4 times. So it's it's not a cure, but it has given quality of life.
Quality of
to
life,
the
extend
patients,
life.
extended
For
life.
but who would benefit from having that?
Neuroendocrine tumors.
Okay, all right, huh?
So
Interesting.
yeah, palliative care is usually to keep people comfortable, or it could stop the tumor from growing, shrinking
Okay.
it can increase your life expectancy
Wow.
as well.
But I do treat therapies like thyroid cancer patients. We actually do a large dose of a radioactive iodine that decimates the thyroid cells. So we do treat cancers as
You
well.
give it room?
Thank you. So I'm not a nurse.
Okay.
But even people in my family would call me a nurse, and
It seems easier now that I've heard what you do,
Yeah.
or just call you a doctor. I don't know.
I'll take a doctor. I
Yeah.
like.
You're a fucking doctor, all right.
Maybe a PA. Maybe a PA. I don't know.
But that's what I also, when you said the way you were dressed at that boutique, I was thinking, well, why didn't this woman's first instinct is that maybe she was a doctor?
Because she's a sexist. Same
Because
reason
she's
why
a
a
woman.
guy. What if
She's
a
a
male
woman,
male
Jessica.
nurse?
Honestly, I could have understood if she maybe called you a pharmacist.
Oh
Because
God.
because of
Because
the,
they just count pills.
no, because of the pills.
She can count by 2s and 5s.
A lot of times you don't see. First off, I don't ever really see nurses wearing like those coats and stuff. I usually see pharmacists or doctors.
Yeah. Why is it the
She doesn't have a
pharmacist?
white lab coat.
It's not a white
Jess.
lab coat. It was a black.
She's
one,
not
too.
Dr. Frankenstein.
I didn't know what color. I'm sorry.
See? Clarify. No, it's just a regular black coat.
With my
You look
hospital name.
more
on
like
it.
a riding coat. I would have mistaken you more
Yeah.
from like a horse tamer with that jacket.
You know, like a veterinary.
I
like
do
a
that on
vet
the
tech, like a
side.
vet nurse.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
That's my side
Well-
job.
That is.
Trust me, I get questions as if I'm a nurse or a doctor from family members, so it's all good.
They stopped asking me questions a long fucking time ago.
Jen shows up. Jen, come over here. I need you to look at this real quick.
I don't know. That
It is.
You should see a doctor.
I send those other things to Amber all the time because she's an RN, and I'm like, hey, what does this look like to you? You know, I even took a video once of like something weird in my knuckle. I go, hey, can you go get a doctor and have him look at this? And
What does she
Yeah.
tell you? No, go
no,
to
she
your doctor?
no, she always she'll either
Oh,
go
Jesus.
either if she can't diagnose it, she'll go find a doctor for me. So
Nice.
That's because you're a hypochondriac.
yeah,
Somebody in the house has strep. Kevin instantly has it,
Yeah.
but yet he doesn't. His strep test comes back inconclusive.
And-
but then they give him antibiotics. It's basically
You're
because they
always
know
gonna
you're a hypochondriac.
because twice I had strep and they couldn't figure out what it was. They
So
had
just give
no.
me
I mean,
antibiotics.
you know, it was just shoot me up full of antibiotics. And then that one year I
Yeah.
had strep
Yeah.
like 6 times in one
Yeah, I
fucking
don't know.
year.
I don't know when that was.
That was a lot. And that was the same year that, and I don't know what happened, but it would, and my doctor couldn't explain it about every 6 weeks, and it was on it's 6 weeks, and I'd lose my voice for like 2 weeks. Like I couldn't talk.
When was this?
And now this is probably going back 5, 6, 7 years ago. But yeah, it was like
Well,
so.
it was not.
Jess
5
wants to
or
get a hold of
6
that strain.
I don't
So
know.
it had to have been longer than
I was with
that.
Beth then.
Yeah,
so
okay,
I don't know. So I'm just.
Oh,
gonna-
because then that means you don't know how long we've been together.
Yeah, I don't know time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about every
Okay.
6 weeks I'd lose my voice for 2 weeks, and then it would
God,
just and
why,
it, and
why
it would just
can't
come,
that happen?
and then I could talk.
You looking
But
for
like-
that strain of bacteria, Jess?
Yeah, but
Spread it on his sandwiches.
yeah, but yeah, I would
On
have to
his pizza.
physically
Yes, that
concentrate
I
on
make
my
in the
words.
kitchen barefoot.
Yeah, but yeah, that was weird. They couldn't figure it out, but I had strep quite a few times that year too.
Do you still
Yeah.
have your tonsils?
What's that? Yeah, I still have my tonsils.
Probably why.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
throat, not tonsillitis. It's 2 different things.
Well,
No, I
strep,
know that, but
strep
still.
usually lives in your adenoids because Wyatt
That's not your tonsils.
sits
Wyatt
behind
had
them.
well Wyatt had his tonsils taken out and his adenoids shaved down. Well, apparently your adenoids can grow back if they're not done properly
yeah, you gotta
or
remove both.
yeah. So they had to do the adenoids again. Well, when they went to do it, he had like a nasty strain of like a strep that was living there. But Graham and Gabby were getting strep all the time, and it's probably because Wyatt was a carrier. Like it was just living there and him breathing his infection out on them. But he was really sick. He ended up what should have been an outpatient thing ended up being almost 2 weeks in the hospital. Like he got really, really sick. It like wreaked havoc. As soon as they did the adenoids a second time and did the tonsils,
Yeah.
it's like it just spread through his whole body.
So, Kevin, why did you assume that I was a nurse?
I don't know.
Don't look at
I-
me. I don't even know where this conversation came from.
You're a nuclear technician. I don't know. You know, there's RNs, CNAs, LPNs, nuclear technician nurses. I'm assuming. I don't
Yeah, but
know. You know,
technician.
I don't know.
You took the word technician and
Yeah.
thought that must be a nurse.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just
You're a
curious.
technician.
Okay, I'm gonna say
You're a technician.
you're-
Are you a mechanic nurse?
yeah.
He nurses
You
cars.
you are a female in the medical field. I'm sexist. I assumed you were a nurse. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna throw it out. I knew you weren't a doctor.
No, I'm
So
not a
what else-
doctor.
So what else could you be as being a female in the
Because
medical
there's
field?
no other fields in medicine
I don't-
except
well,
nurse
aren't there
and doctor.
orders?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
And a
know.
no.
pharmacist.
And
Yes.
there's orderlies, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Orderlies?
Is that still a thing? What is this?
How
19
long
Would you
ago?
watch a Three Stooges fucking episode?
No,
Orderlies?
in nursing homes and stuff. That's what they're
Orderlies.
still called.
I think they're CNAs now. They gave them a fancier term.
They
Sorry
did.
to any
You're
out
right.
there.
Oh, but isn't it the same concept though?
They don't have
Isn't it-
receptionists anymore either, Jess. So
Yeah.
they just don't.
No.
I
They
don't-
gave
I
them
don't-
new names. There are
Unit clerks.
unit clerks.
Sometimes
they're
they'll call 'em
administrative assistants.
Yeah. Sometimes unit secretaries.
Unit
but-
secretaries, secretariat. So yeah.
Yeah, like they renamed us technicians. We're no longer mechanics. We're automobile technicians.
That's dumb.
Confidence is higher when you're a technician versus a mechanic.
I'd
Yeah.
rather have a mechanic. At least
Like
sounds like
mechanic-
they know the car.
Right.
Mechanics are smarter than there is a nowadays. I mean, they changed the term, but yeah,
Sure,
you're
to
more
electronics.
you're more proud to be a mechanic than a technician. Kind of like being a machinist versus a tool and die maker.
When I think of a mechanic, I think of someone who's working on my car. When I think of a technician, I'm thinking of someone who plugs the car into a computer
Diagnosing.
and
Exactly.
Yeah.
says, "Yo, man, you know, like you had on your video today, your battery, bro, your brakes don't work because of your battery." Like,
Yeah,
like my
Yeah.
dad, growing up, we would buy cars because he could work on them because he's a mechanic. And when you looked
Yeah.
at the engine, you're like, okay, that looks like a car engine. Now it's like, it doesn't even
It's a
look like an
computer.
engine.
yeah. We have kids
traditional
like the
engines.
like the kid Brandon that we work with. He would be he's like a C class technician. He's smart, but if you said, hey, take that head off or that intake, like, ooh, no. Let me go look up in the book or on the computer to see what the service procedure is. A mechanic would just rip the goddamn thing
Well,
out.
because
of the
you've
car.
done it before.
Yeah.
Someone who's not, he's got to learn
Yeah.
at some point too. So he's gonna learn
Yeah.
by working on it, but it shouldn't be something that somebody needs like done
My car.
properly.
Yeah.
Should be done on like a practice vehicle.
Yeah, we got
Car.
Like a junk
yeah, we
vehicle.
got a few of those mechanics too that probably shouldn't be working on a lot of cars either, but you know.
I mean, it's like tattoo artists. You know, they start off on like, what is it, oranges and like chicken skin and pig skin and stuff to practice
Yeah.
before they touch your skin. Well, this should be the same thing with
Didn't know
your.
there was a step process in the tattooing world.
I know. I figured
From fruit
it's
to-
friends to customers.
It's a bunch of pigs running around in a field like, I did not want this fucking
Yeah.
clown. It looks horrible.
Yeah, it's the skin. You get these sheets of like thick pig hide.
Yeah.
And you practice on that.
Yeah, because it's the closest to our skin.
Because it wasn't back in the day that you would you just practice on your friends and you gave
Yeah.
friends your
Yeah.
shitty tattoos.
Yeah.
And then in hopes of one day you become better and you can cover those shitty tattoos
Tattoos
up
up.
with better tattoos.
It's amazing how pigs are so closely like similar to even their system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Valve
Well,
replacements.
Valve
are big.
replacement they use pigs. Whenever
Right,
they
yeah.
whenever they've actually cleaned blood, they'll actually process the blood. They'll hook you up
Yeah.
through a pig.
When I was
Wait a minute. Wait,
hold on
wait.
a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go.
I need you to elaborate on that. They hook a pig up to you?
yeah, like
Like a live pig?
yeah.
Yeah. That was going to be something I was going to elaborate on though, because when I stayed at one of the Ronald McDonald houses with Wyatt when he was having heart surgery in North Carolina, I met a woman whose daughter was born with all of her intestines she was born with them all outside of her body. They put her basically in a coma for the majority of her life on and off. They put her on, take her off, but they made a makeshift like skin. They did skin grafts, but they did like out of bathing suits. And then she was the second person to have the most successful transplant of skin from pig skin done on her stomach, the grafts and stuff from pig skin and stuff. It was amazing what they could do.
Yeah, you have
But
to,
she was
you have to look it up, Kevin, when it comes to pigs. I mean, and what
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
can't,
yeah,
I can't remember specifically what it is, but they have literally, it's like you could take an IV and run your blood and have it actually go through a pig and have the pig's system process and clean your blood and have it put back in your body.
Yeah, I mean, they've
I
done
gotta
so
look
much
that up now.
research on
Oh.
that stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we share like 99% of our DNA with a banana, so I'm not, I mean,
Jesus.
so that's like true too. I'm
No,
not, I
but
didn't
like,
make that up,
but this was like I think or not the second successful. It was the second surgery they've ever done in this particular severe case. Some people, when they're born, do have like a piece of their intestine out, and it's an easy closure. I mean, she had nothing.
Yeah.
She was just completely exposed. And there was one person in England born that way, and then her. They did this whole like documentary on her too. It was really amazing though, like to hear their story. I got to meet like their family and stuff. She was such a
Yep.
cute little girl too.
It's called xenotransfusion. Involves using the liver of a pig, specially bred with human genes to filter the blood of someone whose liver has shut down.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
It is. It's impressive what
So,
science can do.
Kevin,
medicine's amazing.
nurse number 1.
Don't call me a nurse.
Number
please.
2.
Not even in jest.
You were talking about how you've gotten Jen a few times. The first one was the nurse. Number 2,
Same week.
Same week.
Yesterday. At least I was in a better mood when I saw this, and I just stopped real quick before texting a reply.
So I got to hear
Yeah.
Kevin's version.
Yeah,
What
like
was it?
yeah,
The Linda thing?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll send you the link to why he said it.
Yeah.
So now,
Now, if you ever see that meme, you'll know.
But what was Jennifer's message to you that prompted that response?
yeah, what was it that you even said? Listen.
Oh, it was a mowing or pulling the weeds or something. Like why don't you hire somebody or something? I'm like, listen, Linda. Yeah.
Because you will pay for someone to do your lawn, but you said the kids can pull the weeds. And I'm
Oh,
like, well,
yeah,
then
yeah.
why don't
Hey.
you have the kids mow your lawn?
Because
And
I want a
then-
nice
And
looking
then I was
lawn.
also...
First off,
And then I
no,
was
that's
also on your
bullshit.
case about the shitty pizza you've been eating for the past couple
Yes.
days. So I think you're getting a little annoyed with how much
Heavily
we
criticized.
heavily
No, I didn't-
criticized
I
the
didn't-
crappy pizza that you've been eating
Yeah.
for the past
and the
couple
poor
days.
dog.
No,
and
I didn't
poor
care about
state.
that. I'm used to being made fun of by this one for my pizza. So just she was away, you were just taking her
I
place.
filled in
Yeah,
for
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
on the
But
pizza.
I was like, Jen, freaking you're Jessica's away, and you just like.
I'm like, why
Kevin
did he call
thought
me
he could
Linda? I
kick
said,
his
did you tell
back,
him something?
prop his feet up, and eat some shitty pizza. And then you came up with, listen, Linda. And I remember she came through the door and had that look, and she goes, "Did you tell Kevin?" I'm like,
Just call
I
me
do
that.
all the time.
she called me, and I go, "Tell him what?" Like, I don't even think I looked at the thing, and I took a flash, and I was like, I felt like someone stepped over my grave when I read it. Like this cold chill in my spine, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, no, I didn't. And I was kind of like laughing. You know, like when you didn't do something wrong, but you're laughing.
yeah.
And she's like, did you tell him? I'm like, no. I'm like, boy, he's in trouble though, because
He laughs and then Jen's like, wait.
that's Jennifer's mom's name. So,
Oh, my so
and I said, Kevin, that message, I'm like, listen, here's the deal. Jennifer and I argue, we fight sometimes, we do this, we do that. There is one thing I avoid at all times.
Even when you're mad at each
Even
other.
when I'm mad at her,
don't say
I
it.
will freaking be like, your cooking sucks, and I will say stuff, but there is one area I avoid.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this on
And
At this
that is
point,
the
you're-
Don't
one.
you ever call me my mother's
No,
name.
just like
I will
you're
kill
acting
you.
just like your mom.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you do that, and then that is it.
Yeah.
A couple of times, whenever I've broached that subject, it is literally like a 10-minute intro. Hey, Jen, I know you sometimes you tell me and you say not to, but I'm trying to find a nice way, and I really want to tell you. And I'm like backing up as I'm talking about it. You may possibly, it's like Pinocchio from like that Shrek. You may possibly, maybe sometimes. And
Yeah.
I'm like backing up as I'm trying to say this, and I'm kind of like, you may just a little bit on the outer edge of your mom.
My brother has said that.
Well, that's what I was gonna
and
say. The only people who
then
can
it
say
really
that
gets
to me.
nasty.
Oh, see, my
Oh,
brother
no,
and
we don't
sister.
do it in like playing around. It's when we're arguing, and
Oh,
it just
no.
goes to that next level of
Yeah.
arguing.
No,
like,
yeah, my
real
sister
bad.
and my brother, we've always been honest with each other. Like when we start noticing something, like my sister sometimes will be like, "Man, I really start, like, she'll be like, I sound like mom, and I'm like, yes, you do. Like, we know, you know, but we can say it to each other. But if Kevin, if you ever said that to me, I'd probably hurt you.
Yeah.
Would you cut them?
I would cut him.
Like a transient construction worker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
those two things, man. I was like, boy, oh boy, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed it all. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea this was happening. And then he was like, man, I really pissed Jen off. And I was like, what could you have possibly have done? And I'm like, kind of glimpsing through, and I was like, I don't have words. This is my life, so welcome.
I made me a nurse though. My bowels after 4 days of pizza for breakfast and
Nobody
dinner.
cares. That's your own fault.
That taco pizza started the whole thing. Oh my
That looked
god.
horrible.
That looks so
It
gross.
was so
That
I'll
looked
tell
like
you
Taco
right
Bell
now,
took a shit
I
and then
have
someone
eaten
cooked
so much
sour
food.
cream.
That
Yeah.
I didn't even mind not eating the whole car ride. I was full. Like, I was full the day I ate the first thing. Like, Graham and I met with some of his buddies and their wives and stuff and went out to dinner. I just ate. It was just
What was
food.
that bag of seafood that you had? It looked
That
like a
was a
fish
bo-
bowl
that was
of
a bowl.
seafood.
Okay, it was
They're
called a
boil.
boil, which I never had a boil before.
So they cooked
Yep.
it in the bag and then just served you the
They
bag
steamed-
still.
They
Yeah.
they steam it
There's
all.
all
So
sorts
I
of boils.
so
I've
in,
never
at
seen it
this
presented like that.
Yeah.
so at this place you can pretty much add whatever you want to your boil. So I chose crab, sausage, and
That's what I got at Joe's.
potato, and did butter and
Yeah.
stuff. But you can do any kind of sauce, anything,
Yeah.
anything you like, anything and everything you want, like clams, scallops, shrimp. I mean, you name it. So Graham's like, oh, we're gonna do this boil thing, right? And then Graham orders the shrimp basket. I was like, you piece of shit. Because he's like, go ahead and order. So I ordered this boil, and then he's like, I'll have the shrimp basket
Yeah.
with fries.
I would
Yeah,
like a
fried
burger.
bread.
Just
Well
thought it would be
done.
funny. It's so funny to watch me. So they give you like those crappy gloves that you use for hair dye that nobody ever uses
They don't
because
fit
they're
on your
horrible.
hands because they're like
Yeah.
bags.
Here I am. I'm like, literally, they're like, I don't know, they're probably like that big of a potato. You know what I mean? Like,
Why'd
they're
they give
pretty
you-
good size. too.
I've had boils before, not like boils on my back or on my ass,
Yeah.
like seafood boils. Why did you have gloves?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
So when
yeah.
I went in, because it's all like messy.
Yeah,
It's
I
full.
know.
It's like butter that
That's what
you
paper
want to
towels are
like.
for.
Lick your fingers, but you're gonna be licking a freaking hand condom. Like what? I don't
Listen.
get that.
Listen, when you're breaking the crab and you're like, depending on, oh, and I got corn on the cob in there too. It's like little.
Oh,
mini
well,
corn
okay,
on
that
the cob.
explains the gloves. I'm sorry.
So no, the gloves are because it's messy, Kerr. I don't know. Now,
Did you
mind
use the
there
gloves?
There were people there that brought their own gloves from home. Okay,
Wow,
Like
that's
professional
that's
boil
dedication.
boil bag. It's like,
We've got people, friends in New Orleans, looking at that picture, going, I don't know what them
No,
white
there's-
people are doing.
listen,
Yeah.
listen. I never said that this was Louisiana. Okay, this is just whatever this restaurant decided to do. These freaking boils, right? I've heard other people say they've had them. Actually, someone chimed in. I think it was Chrissy who said that she does love those, and
They're
that she brings
Did you
her,
get a
Fantastic.
bib?
she brings her own gloves.
Did
See,
you get a
I've-
bib?
Yes, I had a bib.
See, I've only seen the pictures of the boils to where people are at a table with like a lip,
Yeah,
and they
we-
bring a pot, and then they just
Yeah,
dump
pour it
everything
Okay,
in.
now
out.
mind you, I've had
That's what I
that,
pictured
which
it
is
as.
just
I've
what
had
we
both.
call. Like, I've had that only, which is not really what I thought was a boil. Like, I thought
Look
something
at them at
completely.
eat at Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
they
that's,
do
that's
boils.
basically what
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking. So here I am trying to figure this out. So I'm like, there's no utensils. I guess I could have asked for some, but obviously that would have took away from the experience. So here I am with this whole potato trying to like smash it with like a crab leg to cut it up, and I'm like picking it up, and I'm like I'm looking at Graham. I'm like, I hope you're happy. As I'm like literally like butter is falling all over my face. I'm trying to do the crab or whatever, and I'm like, I hate you so much because I feel like everyone's staring at me, but everyone there they have buckets, right? And everyone's like throwing their crab shells. And
I've had the
It's
bags
ev-
before. I've
No,
never had
I
I've never
understand
had
the whole-
gloves though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it in the boil. I've had it in a
I
pot.
ordered butter.
I've had it in a bag. I've actually had it in a netting.
It was the bag
in
that threw
water.
me
Oh,
off.
the netting. That's what I've seen too. Is the
Yeah.
netting.
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen that
had
as
all,
well.
but no one's
I'll
ever
tell you.
handed me a freaking hair dye gloves
Yeah.
and say, "Here you go. Don't make your hands messy." That's
No,
part of
I-
the fun with getting the
so
freaking burning in your
probably
cuts.
didn't have to wear the gloves. Clearly, I didn't like. I did. I was just trying to follow. Like, okay, here's a bib and here's some gloves. Must need these. Put them on. If I would go back and ever do it again, I'm not going to use gloves.
Did you get the hairnet?
No, I didn't get a hairnet. But I will tell you, it was actually as messy as it was. It was so freaking good.
Oh yeah.
It was so delicious. It was so worth it.
I'd have been with Graham and ordered a burger.
No, he didn't order a burger.
Yeah.
He ordered a breaded
Yeah.
shrimp
I would have been on
basket
the
with-
land
Oh my
menu,
God.
not the sea menu.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was up in
yeah.
Baltimore. I was working in Baltimore, and I stopped at this place that was like right on the water, and I got a boil like that, and I was just like by myself, no one around, a big freaking beer, sun was going down, and it was just I didn't even want a bib. I just had shit all over my shirt. It was just freaking shells flying here,
See, and I love that. That's
corn
like
the
my
cob,
favorite thing.
and then
When I
afterwards I
used-
lit up a cigar, and I'm just like, this is freaking life. Love
It is. Like, honestly, like, I feel sad for you for not wanting to at least do an experience like that. But it reminded me of, like, when I was younger, when we used to do all, like, the crab and clam bakes and stuff. We just take the crabs and throw the shells and, like, you're messy. It's messy. It's delicious,
When we have crab at the house, she has to crack all the legs for me and give me a little pile of meat. it just
Do
it's
you
too-
at least use the little toothpick?
No,
Pull the.
I'm good at it. I'm like a pro. I'm
it
like,
just it's too much. It's too much.
slide it out.
It's
Get
too
big
much
chunks
work.
of meat.
And you know when it's
I've been doing it my whole life.
you can always tell, and that's why I tell Jim when we go out, I'm like, this is bad frozen crab leg.
Oh yeah,
because
You
it's
can
very
definitely
pliable.
tell.
It's very
Yeah, like I
pliable.
will tell you,
Yeah.
this place fresh. It was so crisp. I
It
mean,
cracks.
I
You
got
should be able to
chunks.
crack, pull it out. The meat comes right out with it.
Yep.
When you're freaking go to crack a crab leg and it bends,
breaks.
you're
Yeah.
you're like, what the shit? And then it
And a little
splinters.
piece cracks off, and you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah,
That's
when
not
it's
good.
frozen, it gets very very cardboardy, and then I'm just like, fuck. Then I gotta dig from the freaking front, pull it out, and then it just becomes. I
It
like
did?
crab legs. Crabs though,
Yeah.
I've done like bushels of crabs.
Yeah.
Back when we were in school when we go to Maryland, and that always was such a pain in the ass because I would sit there and fight and have Old Bay seasoning all over my
Oh
face
yeah,
and
that's
hands,
my favorite
and
though. Oh,
fight for this much crab meat.
oh, it's so worth it though. It's
No,
so
that's
good.
not
No.
crab
That
But
doesn't
legs.
that
sound
was
like fun at
mine
all.
and my grandfather's
it's
saying.
not.
It's
I'd rather
so
have a
good.
steak
Oh, it's so good.
or a
I just
burger.
it's memories for me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a pain in the ass, but it's just
I
good.
get flashbacks.
Yeah.
So, but they had these things. They look like little styrofoam like circles with the Old Base like seasoning on it, and then when you bite them, they're like real airy and fluffy. But that Old Bay just goes right up your nostril,
Oh, I love
and like you're
Old
just
Bay.
like instantly awake. But I don't know what they're called, prawns or something. I don't know. They were weird. They were these little like
Are they
fluffy.
deep fried prawns?
No, that maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'll have to ask Graham what they were called. They were weird. They started with a P, but they looked like little, just round styrofoam chips. But they were
Like rice cakes.
but airy, like super. They look
That's
like
what a rice
styrofoam.
cake is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it didn't look like a rice cake, and it wasn't as big as a rice cake. It
Because it wouldn't be a
literally looked
prawn.
like
Oh,
styrofoam.
wow.
I don't know what they were called. They were called like started with a P though.
I mean, they make mini rice cakes.
It wasn't a rice cake.
Okay.
I don't like rice cakes. Might as well eat cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rice cake.
I mean, you put some peanut butter or anything
Well, it
else
doesn't
on it.
yeah. It's you gotta load it down with something, man.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
the last night we were there, we went to this Italian restaurant, and that was like the best sangria that I've ever had. Was there? I was like, oh my god! I just wanted to like buy all the sangria and just bring it home with me.
Bottle it and bring it home.
I was like, can I have this? Do you guys
Yeah.
sell this? Is this like? They're like, no, it's a secret recipe, and I was like, bitches.
Where
I
was
really
that?
want-
Like, what was the? Do you remember the name?
I can look it up.
I'm sure you checked in.
Great
What do you mean?
sangria
No, I
place.
didn't check into there because we were with a bunch of Graham's buddies, and I didn't know how they would feel about me advertising.
I mean, you could have just
Because
checked
Graham's already weird about like
in. Yeah.
us ever saying anything about the military, and then I don't know how these other people are. I just,
That's
you
odd.
know, I
Yeah.
just want to be respectful.
Yeah, you
of
get the
other
guys that have
people's-
been in a couple of years, like John Callahan, that doesn't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, smoking a cigar in uniform, telling you where he's at. Man, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
know?
but Graham is a rule follower, you know, and so I try not to mess with that. I like that he, you know, wants to.
Yeah. It's like my little brother Adam when he's in the Navy. Like I said, when he'll get reception on the ship, and I'm like, hey, so where are you at? And he's got to give me like a coded message that only I would know, like a riddle. And then I'll be like, oh, I got it. And then he deletes the message so nobody can answer it. You know,
Terrible.
When does he ship to go overseas and go to Qatar?
I'm not
Or is
allowed
he
to
going
say.
somewhere? Oh, okay. Is he going somewhere first?
Yes,
Before
he's
the Middle
actually.
East?
There's going to be multiple stops because that's how it works. To get there, there's about 2 or 3 stops before he actually gets to his final destination. But I found this interesting. Do you know there's not many Qataris? There's very few.
Because
Like,
they're
it's,
from elsewhere? They're not like native?
because they're from elsewhere. They're like Portuguese, Filipino, like
interesting.
other denomination, like other
Are
like
they called
cultures and stuff.
Qatarans?
But there are only a few actual Qataris.
Qataris.
Qataris?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
like
from Filipino, I'm.
Well, it's a
It's-
very
it's
tiny
a-
nation, so
it
I
is.
can
So
see
when
it.
he
It's
get-
sandwiched.
when he
I'm
gets
not 100. Yeah, and it's still in the Middle East.
Yes.
The Philippines is a long ways away.
no, are you not understanding? Like people, it's transplants,
They
transient.
come from.
You go
that
from
come
a
there.
beautiful island nation to the desert. Who the
But
hell transplants?
Qatar is beautiful. Have you ever seen
Is it?
that?
No,
I
it's
would
like
love
one
to
of the
go
most
visit that
gorgeous
region.
places.
Oh, I just thought it was a
my God.
desert.
It is
No.
the most humid place
Dubai is near there.
on the planet.
Oh, is it? Okay, I want to
what's
go
the
to.
other Kuwait? Not Kuwait.
United Arab Emirates?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Dubai.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dubai
so
would be fantastic. I
he
want
is
go
going to
there.
be there when Ramadan is going on.
Oh,
He'll
that's
just be
interesting.
getting out of quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be a whole month before he can show any skin.
Oh wow.
And it's hotter than Florida humidity, like super hot, and they have to be completely covered. So he'll be sweating the majority of the time he
Jesus.
is there for the first month.
Huh.
Yeah,
Like, dying. No, they're going to be dying. Like
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, they
hot.
haven't lived that way for
Now-
2,000 years, so they're not quite used
Now-
to it. Yeah.
You really okay? So I don't know if anyone even knows like anything about what Ramadan is.
A
I'm
little
not
bit. We
100%.
actually were talking about that the other day with the different.
Not
Kind of like
Ramadan.
Well, I
it's
brought
kind
it.
of like Lent, isn't it?
Okay, so the idea of it is basically it's cleansing your spiritual being, going back to your innocence, starting over. They fast like all day and then they have a big feast at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like cleansing yourself with
Yeah, we
prayer.
were talking about the fasting part of it.
Oh.
And so then after that month you're reborn in a sense. So
Was it the athletes Joe was talking about?
Yeah, we were
okay,
talking about-
yeah, that's right.
We
I'm
actually
sorry.
talked about it with Joe the other day with
Professional
different
athletes that
religions.
observe that, and being a professional athlete and needing fuel, which is food, to get through your practicing and everything, and not having it.
yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, they could only eat at sundown.
So
Yeah.
my important question is, after all your traveling and going from the plastic glove crab place to the Italian sangria,
Yeah.
and then traveling 100 miles an hour and getting home, what was the first cigar you smoked when you got home?
This
Oh,
this
that's
is the first cigar.
what is it?
It's a Ezra Zion summer session blend.
Nice.
Whatever is in this blend, I couldn't tell you.
Now, is that your favorite cigar company?
No, it's not my favorite. I'm just I think this is the first time I've ever geeked out over a cigar company or manufacturer or cigar, like anything. I just love everything they put out. I
Good
don't,
stuff. Have you had
I
the
just-
pecan pie?
no, I have not, but I did have their pumpkin
Did-
pumpkin pie one. That was good, and their stuffed turkey was good
Okay,
too.
didn't you get a pecan pie or no?
No, I got
Oh.
Just ask
another
them. Just
pumpkin.
Oh,
at the end of April. Trying to get
Okay.
ideas.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. Thanks for spoiler alert.
What are you smoking, Kerr?
I was smoking that Room 101 that I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Room 101. Thanks to Sam Lucia. Lekia. How do you pronounce it, Kevin?
Lucia.
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 I just messed.
Yeah.
It was in one of the Stogie Birds. The last Stogie Bird cigar club monthly shipment I got. And I was like, man, this is good. And I showed Kevin. Kevin was like, man, that looks pretty good. So I called Sam, and he's like, yeah, I got some extra. So I got some from him, shipped some down to Kev. It's a great cigar.
And the other cigars that you sent me, they sitting on the kitchen counter, they did not have a pungent aroma to them because they were all individually cellophane. Those other ones, I don't know if we can talk about it. We won't name them by name. So I let them sit out.
They came in a funky, cool.
Yeah,
Newspaper.
Yeah.
The brand,
So-
the brand. Yeah.
So they're probably on the counter for a day and a half, and then along with 30 other cigars that I got in, and so I put them in my humidor, my big humidor. So came back in the next day, opened up my humidor like a punch in the face.
I missed it.
And
I
I
wasn't
go,
here.
oh God! So I pulled them out,
Kevin
put
got
them in a
scared.
Ziploc, a nice thick freezable Ziploc bag, put them back in the humidor. No. So
Still had to put them in their own.
I had to put them in their
special
own
plastic
Their own
Tupperware.
super
Tupperware.
secret
Their own Tupperware.
humidor.
Yeah, actually, what's funny is I have them, and each cigar is in their own Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
So they're cellophane. No, not cellophane. They're Ziploc bag, and then they're in a box.
Oh my god.
No, then they're in a bag with bubble
Yeah.
wrap in a box with newspaper and then paper and then cellophane wrapped around it.
You
All
can still
that.
smell it.
So,
I can still smell it in my humidor.
Let me say something though. The newspaper probably helps though take away some of that strong
It's a little
essence.
bit.
Because
Not a
you
whole
got to
lot.
think they used to wrap meats and fish and stuff, and I think it's like it soaks in some of the odor.
It helps somewhat. I know that when
Right.
I opened the humidor, it was not a punch in the face. It was definitely a slap.
Yeah.
It was definitely a slap.
Tappy
It was
tap.
like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And
No,
so
we're here.
so I think I sent you. Did I send you the those other cigars I found at that humidor? Did I send you the Christoph Cuba
Oh yeah.
And the-
I got a few of those. Yeah. It's
and the Candelas?
yeah. Oh my God.
I had to
Yeah,
send
I
those,
know.
man. I was like, you got to check these out. I actually talked to Duncan, and he was telling me that Christoph hadn't made those cigars in a long time,
Oh yeah.
and they're short filler. And I said, I started smoking it, and I was kind of impressed with the first quarter, I was like, man, this isn't that bad. And then it got all sorts of funky. And I don't ever attribute something like that to an older cigar, to the cigar itself. You saw the environment that it was in. Lord knows what that poor cigar was subjected to over the years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, did you save Jessica the other cigar that was sent down there with our new ring on it, or did you?
No,
smoke-
I smoked them both.
Of course he did. Why? First off, he
That was
doesn't
me. I
care.
asked him to.
I'm waiting for Kerr to own this one.
I am owning it. I asked him to smoke both, and I only
No,
sent
it's fine.
I only
It's fine.
sent 2 down, because there weren't. I didn't get many samples of them, but I did
Listen,
want
you
Kevin's
need
feedback on it.
feedback, which is fine.
And
That's,
that- and that-
I would never have known until Jen brought it up.
and,
To
and
be
that,
honest.
Thanks,
I know.
Jen.
Well,
Yeah,
because
and that-
I
and that's-
packaged them and I thought it was one for each of them.
You were
So,
wrong.
and I know Kevin could get greedy if he really likes it. So
Really cool, babe.
that's why.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that second one, that Churchill.
That was.
I told Kerr, I said
Yeah,
I was
these
10
bands are beautiful.
I was 10 seconds in, and I'm like, I need a box of these.
Yeah.
I
Like
did. I got a
now.
message from him. You know what's funny is the feedback Kevin was giving to me on both cigars was exactly what I tasted. I mean, almost verbatim. And then the other cigars, the culture, Kevin, I was like, I liked it because it really took me back to a certain time when I had a cigar with that flavor. However, if you are not a fan of patchouli,
Smelled like incense.
if
Just
you're not
smelling the
if you're not a
packaging.
fan of patchouli, you will not like the cigar. I will tell people that right up front because the spices in that cigar are very patchouli-ish.
Yeah.
Very.
Okay. But so is the what is it, the upsitter?
Yeah, Upsetter by
Upsetter.
yeah.
It's sort of got that kind of spicy, patrol-y little,
Yeah. But
you
that's
know,
Nick Minos Jamaican.
which is great.
Yeah,
And I love that. So
Yeah.
if it's anything like that, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
But if it's probably too intense, I mean, I still would give it a try. I like stuff that's a little bit.
Well, it was a little bit
more-
more intense because it was a cigar like this.
Okay. Yeah, they're
size-wise versus a smaller
Yeah.
Upsetter.
Yeah, it was definitely one that you smell it and right from the beginning. You're like, woof, like you just walked into a
Yeah.
Dead concert.
I could smell it in the smoke.
Then you cut it
Yeah.
and you do the pre-draw. You're like, okay, it's not as bad. And you start smoking. Like, okay, the flavor's there. And then it picks up and you're like, I just
Does
made
it
out.
have any clove essence in it?
Not that one.
No.
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 I still got to get through the other. We got more of the other
No,
ones,
only
so, yeah.
because I will say that the Upsetter has a little bit of I think like a clove kind of
I'd
essence
agree with that. Yeah.
to
no.
me.
It's no
but-
clove, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty intense. And like I said, I like it. I don't mind the patchouli, but it's something that I would not, I personally could not smoke it on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably smoke one maybe once a week, if I'm in the mood, because it is a really flavorful cigar, and it's got great burn, great tobacco. It's just,
It's also one of those cigars that I don't think you can eat certain things. It would probably change the taste of. So
well,
maybe it's more of an early morning cigar with your coffee?
I don't
No?
know when I would smoke that cigar. I mean, I had
So-
it when I smoked it. It was after dinner,
Okay.
and I think we just had it wasn't anything like a spicy or an
Yeah.
ethnic type dinner. It was probably like
To,
meat and potatoes.
Compete with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I smoked it, and I drank coffee, but just again, I can't for that one there. I would not be able to smoke it on a regular basis. I could see someone, if they are into that, would be their jam, because it's got some great flavors. But I'm like,
Yeah,
man.
if you were into that type of cigar and that particular flavor, that would be something you could smoke anytime. I don't know, how I would smoke that one again. What would be the,
Huh.
I'm
I'm just thinking I'm going to try one in the morning since I'm not a huge breakfast person. That
yeah.
That may work.
That's
you will
something.
definitely, when you're smoking it, just put on a little bit of Grateful Dead,
Well, I'm thinking about having some tea and drinking it.
some plain tea, nothing too crazy with spices or anything. Don't. put
I
out
like
some-
old English tea in the
Then
morning.
that's
breakfast
perfect.
tea.
A good breakfast tea will be perfect
Earl
with
Grey.
it.
Yeah,
But
Earl
yeah,
Grey is good. I
Midway
like it.
through, you're gonna be you felt like you were making out with some chick at a Dead concert. It's
Awesome.
literally
What the hell's a breakfast tea?
a
What?
tea that you drink
What's
with
a-
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's
isn't that-
breakfast
isn't that
tea.
any
There's
tea?
different. No, there's
No,
different
there's
teas.
different teas.
First off, if we ever go over to Europe, please do some research on tea
That's
before you
horrible,
say
Yeah.
some dumb shit.
because that's
Remember-
pretty
remember-
horrible.
Yeah,
One of my favorite teas is a black orange spice tea. Oh my god.
I like the orange pico, like a basic
Yeah.
orange pico. But
it's
Earl
so
Grey
good.
as a breakfast English tea
It's
is excellent with a little lemon in it.
It's so good. Just a little bit.
It,
yeah,
remi-
it's
it
so
reminds me of
good.
that TikTok video we saw of the husband and wife, and he's like, "Hey, do you want some tea?" And she's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And he's like, "Well, we got this," and he's like, looking, he's like, "We got a shamamale," and she goes, "What did you say?" And he goes, "Shamamale."
Yeah.
And then she's texting on her phone real quick, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "What?" It's like chamomile. Oh, he's like, I'm texting everybody.
God.
Shamamale.
I used to drink a ton of teas, and then I stopped for a while, and now I think I want to.
So is a
Start drinking
breakfast
some
tea
tea
like
again.
less spicy,
Okay,
less heavy,
so
or
it's not
is it?
spicy. A breakfast tea is a very light, mild
It is.
kind of, just getting your morning started. You're relaxing, like a lot of, it's not supposed to be pungent. Your afternoon tea is meant to kind of give you that pick-me-up, so it's going to be a little bit stronger. And then you have your like nighttime tea, which is definitely like
Like a sleepy
decaffeinated
time
coffee.
tea.
Okay,
But
so
it's
Kevin's-
really
Kevin's
good.
looking at you like I know of two teas: iced tea and hot
Yeah,
tea.
Sweet
I
I
and
like
Sweet
starting
sweet.
off the
tea
morning
and
with a
unsweet
brisk.
tea.
You pop a can of brisk,
Yeah, no,
and
that's
then
not
maybe later
tea.
on the
That's
Lipton.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kevin, it's not in Arizona. Arizona's in the evenings.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Arizona's
No,
an evening
Arizona
tea.
is not even an evening tea. It's got too much caffeine in it.
Sleepy time tea.
No, but there's also other like herbal teas, but like that, it's like a black, like it almost looks like tar, like shredded tar, but it's got like a really good cinnamon, or like what is that other spice? Like a clove kind of sometimes with orange and all that stuff. Like that is like a very bold tea, but it could be very sweet if you allow like those flavors to come through.
Now I remember it's probably a year ago we were watching that How It's Made.
You don't care.
Yeah, How It's Made and how they were making teapots, and that was a cool thing. But
Oh, was it?
it was a little interesting. So in England, I guess that's what you do after a soccer game, football game.
I saw something
That's what they
interesting
do
with
all
tea
the
bags.
They do it all the
on-
time.
Yeah,
All the
so
time.
On Facebook, you can actually make what they call fireworks out of like a Lipton tea bag. You cut the top of it, empty out the tea inside of it. So have it stand up like a cone almost, or a cylinder, and you light it, and as the flame goes down, it flies up in the air like a little firework.
Oh, it's kind of cool.
on this special when they're talking about how to make the teapots, the power companies know when the soccer game is about to end, so they start juicing up and making more power because of the millions of teapots that are getting ready to be plugged in
I'll
and
tell
turned
you,
on.
tea is
Yeah.
just a huge
That is
thing
crazy.
in Europe. Like
Yeah.
it really is. Like it's just that's kind of like
It's tea time. It's always
it's
tea
tea
time.
time. But
Tea
I
and
like
biscuits.
tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love. Well, yeah.
Crumpets.
Well,
I don't know what a
okay.
crumpet is.
Don't say
know.
that. Why?
Sandwiches.
What?
When in doubt.
It's always tea
Tea's
time.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
even back in the day, it was like, oh, we're getting ready to go to war. Get a pot of tea.
Tea. Yeah.
Like they're gonna freaking have some tea before they go to battle.
I worked with a client for a few years, and her mom was very fascinated with like Victorian type stuff, and like she did these really cool mosaics out of old china, and so it was her birthday time, and her daughter and I, my client Sarah, I was like, let's go and find all these cool eclectic china cups and saucers and throw your mom a tea party. So we did like the 3-tier with the little finger sandwiches and different teas, and we had the different china cups and stuff, and then that was her gift, so she could make mosaics out of the teacups. And so she made me and everyone that I invited ornaments for Christmas. I got 2 of them, and I still have them to this day.
So would she break them? And
She
then-
breaks
oh.
them up, and then she does different designs, but she also did like cool things like that had like little sayings and stuff. Oh my God, they were beautiful. And she actually passed away a few years ago from cancer. And Sarah ended up going into like a group home because she was had cerebral palsy, and like she was severely autistic. So there was no one who could really like do some of the medical care that they needed for her. But Barb was just like one of the sweetest souls ever. But she did like so much beautiful art with this mosaic stuff. But yeah, like the tea, she was just fascinated with like British stuff, tea, like Victorian stuff. And
do you ever
So I
have
was
just
just, like,
straight up green tea?
green tea's okay.
I don't like it.
Horrible.
Green tea is okay.
Like I've read all these great,
It's good for you.
like it's good for you, weight loss, cleansing. You could boil it, then you heat up, then you cool it off. And I drank it; it tastes like ass.
I've never had a hot tea.
No, you can have it
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
You don't have to have tea hot though. That's the other thing. You
Yeah,
do not
I've
have
had
to
iced. I've had iced tea.
No,
then.
but you don't have to. You can have sun tea or just regular. You boil tea and let it sit and put it in the fridge. You can still have it cold. You
Yeah,
don't have to
with
have.
sugar and a lemon and
No, you don't need
whatever
any
you
Get a
want.
little piece
sugar.
of tobacco on your lip.
I would. What?
Get a little piece of tobacco.
Is it gone?
Yeah,
Is it?
it is.
You didn't even look to see when I wiped it. He was like, "It's gone."
I got you in my periph.
Are you okay?
You're on my good side.
I'm on your good
Yeah,
side.
you're on my left side. I can see there. Yeah.
Yeah, green
Yeah.
tea's the worst. That just
It
tastes
is.
like
No, green
ass.
tea is good. They make
No.
actually a good Lipton does make a good green tea.
I don't
that
like
you
sugar.
can-
See, I don't like putting
It
sugar
doesn't
in
have
tea
sugar.
and
Like
coffee.
you can't taste any sugar in it at all.
I-
It's actually not bad. It's a Lipton tea. I'll find it and I'll send you some.
I've tried drinking tea when smoking cigars, and the one problem I have with tea is it always has a dry finish, like I'm drinking a dry red
No,
wine.
you know what you need to drink is chai tea.
A dirty chai.
A dirty
A
chai?
dirty chai.
I refuse.
Or just a chai tea.
I
It's
refuse.
okay. You don't have to have a dirty one.
I refuse to drink a chai tea.
Why? Chai tea is amazing.
No.
I've never had.
What's that other stuff with like the balls? What is that called?
Like
bubbly-
the Japanese tea that has.
Yeah,
little
what is that
balls
called?
In it.
Oh, the tea bag.
The kids have had the
tea
drinks
bag
with the
with the
balls
balls.
in them. I don't
Yeah,
know
what
it's
is that
I have to
called?
look it up because it's gonna
What are the balls?
They're like these weird gummy
pop. They like pop in your mouth.
Yeah, they're like
Pop
The
rocks?
It's
balls
like no,
No.
they're
pop in
not
your
pop
mouth?
rocks. They're like gummies. They're like clear balls.
That pop in your mouth.
I don't know if they pop in your mouth. I have not had one, so I don't know what it's called.
I always,
Damn
thought, I
it,
always
now-
thought they called that a tea bag.
Why would they call that a tea bag if
What,
there's
when you
no
get,
bag
what, when you
involved?
put balls in your mouth?
They're
That's what I
balls.
was told.
Jesus.
Jen's still looking up.
Pearl
tea
tea.
bag with balls in mouth.
No,
what does
it's
that
called
mean?
Something else.
Pearl tea was invented in Taiwan, and that has like little tapioca.
Yeah,
pearls
but there's
in
a
them.
there's a name everybody calls it. It's
A
like
lassie?
Bubble tea.
bubble tea. That's
Bubble
what it's
tea.
called.
They're in
Bubble-
lassies. They're in Indian drinks too. They're the little balls from like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't see that.
If you
But-
ever go to an Indian restaurant, you order a lassie.
See?
It's got the
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. It
I
looks
did
like
see
a
a little
drink.
picture. Yeah, so that was real big on TikTok earlier last summer. The
It
bubble
looks
the
tea.
bubble tea, right?
bubble
Those
tea,
little
yes.
balls. So that's something you could try, Kerr.
No.
Have
No,
you-
because I'll go back to tea bag and I'll start laughing. I can't make
Oh, so Karen, Jen, you guys are have you tried the Dalgona coffee, the whipped?
What?
Okay,
What?
no. This is instant coffee. Instant
No,
coffee.
no, Dalgona coffee's not instant coffee.
No, this is what you when you first found it.
Oh,
was
I made this. I know exactly
instant
what you're
coffee
talking about.
where you whip it.
Yes.
whip it?
Remember when it's called a coffee cloud. I'm going back to the
Okay,
simpler
there you
times
go.
of
Yes, that's what it's
about a
called.
year, maybe even 2 years ago, before it became what it is now. I was already doing this. That's why we have.
Why weren't you
instant-
making TikTok videos? Then you'd be more fucking
Yeah, you
popular.
should
right
know.
now.
That's why we have instant espresso in my cabinet. It's an equal part of water and instant coffee. The time it takes to freaking whip it into this cloud is ridiculous and so
I
tiring.
kind of remember that.
And it was okay. It
I
was a
remember
little
you bitching
strong.
about it the whole
It was a
time.
You need a
neat.
magic bullet, like
Yeah.
you know those little
No,
magic.
no, everybody else was
bullet
doing the
things?
KitchenAid.
Yeah, I just
the-
used
yeah.
the mixer, but it really took a long. It was a good probably 10 to 15 minutes of mixing this in
You got to
high
grab the
speed.
magic bullet from
to
the
get-
bedside counter.
And you
Yeah.
just walk away.
Use it.
But it did make a neat espresso cloud.
Okay.
That you can. I thought it would be good on desserts, not necessarily on coffee, because we did take pictures of our coffee
Okay,
with the
so-
cloud on
Thank
it.
you.
So you don't add any sugar, cream, or anything. It's just water and the instant coffee.
Correct. I don't remember sugar being in it, but it certainly could
I
be.
thought it was
Well,
sugar.
then it's just going to be straight coffee.
But
like it's not
maybe
gonna
sugar
be
was
sweet.
in there, but it did take. It was a coffee cloud. It did take quite a long
I remember
time
you.
to do.
I
feel like
vaguely
would
remember
have
you
to
doing
add
that.
Yeah.
creamer to
It was a long time ago. It wasn't any time recent. Maybe it
Okay.
was equal 3 parts. It was water.
Is it something you put in a
coffee.
steamer?
No, you whip it,
No, it has
and
to
then it
whip.
goes
No.
on top of
Stupid.
a drink. But I thought it would be good in a dessert, and it made me think
Yeah,
of
so,
tiramisu.
yeah, so in a medium bowl, combine sugar, coffee, and water.
Yeah.
And then whisk it
Okay.
into a froth.
It takes meringue takes a long time.
Yeah,
But
meringue.
meringue-
What
That's
does it taste like then? What are you just
It
gonna
just
freaking
tastes
drink a
like-
cup of foam?
Yeah, it's foam
Yeah.
espresso.
Coffee
It's
foam.
very
So
sweet
do
with the
you
sugar.
put it over top of already? Like
I put it on top of my coffee.
okay.
Yeah.
It floated on it, and then it kind of seeped down.
I
But
kinda wanna
I thought
try
it
it.
was. I thought it was a little granular. I thought the texture was a little weird, and it was unbelievably strong because you're using straight espresso with it.
What kind of instant coffee did you use?
I used like some Italian instant espresso, like real deal. I wasn't buying like Maxwell House crap.
Folgers.
Yeah, or Folgers.
I have to imagine it would have to be an espresso blend if you're going to whip it like that. It should be a very fine grind.
Yeah.
You
Well-
can't just
Yeah,
pull
I
out a
think
Maxwell
so.
House.
No, the
like,
instant granules are pretty big. Because
Yeah,
it
they're-
has to.
I guess since
they're
they're
not-
instant, they're probably going to melt.
Yeah, it's still up in the cabinet because I
You
always
should go
think,
get some and make some right now for us.
I was thinking
At 10
one day
minutes
to use it
later.
for
I know, right? I'm
tiramisu,
sitting there-
but I think it would be great on a dessert.
So you have
Alright,
to whip it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was asked because I'll use our espresso machine and I'll make a poor man's Cuban coffee. So what I do is I take Cuban coffee and I run it through the espresso machine, and then I'll add a little bit of milk and sugar, and then I'll froth it
Oh, okay.
all together instead of just frothing the milk. I'll froth
Mm-hmm.
the coffee and the sugar all in there, or I'll just
Oh, that's probably actually really good.
like
is
for me,
good.
Duncan yells at me every time I do it because he does the thing where you pull the shot of espresso
Yes.
and then you put it a little bit of the coffee in the bowl with sugar and you whisk it until it turns into
because
paste.
that's
Yeah.
the
The
traditional
real way, and then you take
Yeah,
the
that's the
paste and put
real
it in
way
a
to
cup,
do it.
and then
Yeah.
and then you pour the coffee over top of it. So when I make hers, I'll put milk in it, but mine, I just take the coffee and the sugar and I froth it, and then it tastes the same to me.
Yeah,
I think it tastes
before
good. I
before
like
I
it.
ever became a store manager and was just like an employee at Goodwill, I used to work nights, and one of my coworkers would come all the way from like Naples areas, Fort Myers area, and he would stop at a Cuban place and he'd bring us coffee, and oh my god, best coffee I've ever had in my life.
Did you get it
I
served the
don't
way that
wanna
they
attempt
serve
to
it down
make-
there?
What's that?
Did you get it served like when Duncan and I were in Miami and we stopped by this little shack and I was in the car, he came in and he sat down like a 12-ounce cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I grabbed it and I started drinking. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah,
pulls
you-
out like a fucking million of these little cups.
Like little
cups,
medicine
yeah.
cups.
And he's
That's
like,
what he would do. He'd bring one, and then he'd give me. We'd sit there all night and like go back and forth with our little cups and take shots.
and
of
he's like,
it.
what are you doing? I'm like, you brought coffee. He's like, you can't drink it like that. And he pours a
No.
little seed. He goes, I was like,
Yeah. Oh, and it was like the perfect like texture, sweet, everything. It was just like the perfect
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah,
ever.
when
I loved it.
we've
That was the
been
best
down
Cuban
to
coffee I ever had.
Florida, I have to say the little, bodegas, the little coffee places, seriously some of the best strength,
Yep.
everything. I can
Oh,
just drink
everything.
it all day long.
Perfect.
Now, when I was up at Corona last week, or Davidoff of Geneva, Jeff had asked me again. He's asked me a couple times a drink that he likes, and I guess you take a shot of espresso and put it in a Pepsi.
Oh, I've heard people
And
say
they
that
said it's amazing.
drink
He
that
said
with
he
soda.
loves it.
Yeah,
really?
Never heard of that.
That sounds
Yeah.
yeah. I've
disgusting.
heard some people.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what Jeff
speaking
says,
of
and he goes,
Pepsi-
"It's really good."
Speaking of Pepsi, did you see the new Peeps Pepsi?
Yes, it looks disgusting. I don't like
Okay.
Peeps anyway.
Okay, my mom hates everything to do with Peeps. My grandmother, I think she just kept saving the Peeps every year from the year before. I don't know. She had Peeps all the time, and like my mom hates them, right? So it's like a joke. We're constantly giving her Peeps as presents and stuff. And I bought her this whole book on the history of Peeps like one year, and she really like hates me for it. So of course I saw that Pepsi thing, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, look, they're making you a Pepsi now."
Oh my god, it sounds so
I
gross.
can't even
What does it-
imagine.
I wonder what that tastes like. Have you seen it?
I've seen
haven't
it,
seen
and
it in
Oh.
the stores yet.
Pure disgusting
Oh,
I will
sugar.
buy it just to
Yeah.
try it.
And-
To try it.
No.
Yeah,
and there's
just to
something
try it.
that Kerr, that you and Joe need to try, and I just made a note because I'm gonna make a TikTok on it. Have you ever had? And Jessica and I did it at your parents' house a couple years ago. Peep Wars. So what you do?
Oh,
so what
yeah.
you do is you take 2 peeps, you put them on a paper plate in a microwave, and then inside the peep, like I said, you jam a toothpick. So as the peeps microwave, they start expanding, and eventually one peep pierces the other
Pierces
peep,
the other.
and it
It's
deflates,
hilarious.
and it's like peep.
That was the
Yeah,
only
jousting
time
peep
Oh my
jousting.
god, that's
My mom-
funny.
I'll do that with
The whole-
Peeps.
Yeah,
And
I'll
my
pick some
mom
up
was all
tomorrow.
like into it. She's like, my turn, and she kept shoving like toothpicks in there.
Do you
She
shove it
ate.
like they're jousting each other? Like,
yeah, like they're
Yeah,
jousting.
like pointing
so,
at each other? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so
That's
eventually
funny.
one gets real big and it stabs the other one, and then it deflates, and then
Do
that
they
is the champion.
explode at all in the
They
No,
microwave?
no, they just
Well,
no,
they kind of go pop.
yeah, they just
like, and- but
yeah,
it just
no.
melts in there.
But yeah,
it's
and
funny.
peep jousting.
That's funny.
I forgot
I
that
like
we did
that.
That was
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely
It was
do that.
fun. It was definitely fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, those peeps, man, my mom hates them so much, and we torture her. Like, and we do it in group chats too. Like, we never, and we're always sending like peep like memes and like all this stuff. She hates them so much.
I can't just.
I never liked them.
No.
I'm not a big
Peeps
marshmallow
are
person.
disgust-
I'll eat
I
them once
love
in a while.
marshmallows, but peeps, that's a whole nother level
I like that.
of something.
I had, and I think I put that in our group chat, but I had never had a peep before. And then we were at the tattoo shop. Like I said, they were always like every week was a different food contest, and they had a peep eating contest. I'm like, I've never had a peep. So there was a whole tray of peeps, and then it was me and Dennis, and I won. And I'm like, I'd never. And it was we're getting down to the final peep, and we both had like this ball of peep in our mouth. And I just shoved the last one in.
How did you even eat that? It's got that sugar coating that's like sandpaper, and you're like,
it's horrible.
How many did you have to eat?
I don't know how many. We ate like 10
Oh.
in like
I don't even know how.
30
Were
seconds
you
or
like
something.
I can't
freaking talking a mile a minute afterwards? Because that's like a lot of sugar.
Yeah. So at the end of the video, you could tell I was just about to lose, and I had all this peep, and you could see it. I just decided to swallow 5 peeps at once, and you just saw this mass move down my throat, and I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, it probably got stuck.
Oh my god, that's gross.
It is so gross. Peeps are
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, we have.
But guess what? When the apocalypse happens, you know what will still be
Yeah.
around?
Peeps
Yeah.
and Twinkies.
Yeah.
Peeps and
Yeah.
Twinkies.
Yeah.
Peeps and Twinkies.
They'll
I-
still be around.
I don't have a sweet tooth. She's got a sweet tooth. I don't have. Every once in a while, I have to have M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
so
look,
do I.
you got your pile. Oh, grab me a dark Hershey dark. I do like the
So-
darks.
No, we
Yeah.
like to have like the little mini chocolates.
These
That's
are
all-
good if you're smoking a cigar.
Yep.
No, that's
I keep a bag of like whenever they're like buy one get one at Publix.
That's
I always
what
buy.
That's
So-
where this came from. The,
Yeah.
you know,
So what?
the crispy, the Hershey's
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
chocolate, and the
The
good
same
humor,
one,
which
yeah.
no one eats. Those are always left to
Yeah.
last.
Wyatt does not eat like junk food, but the one thing he eats is chocolate Hershey bars. And like, so I buy like the little mini ones, and like it's a treat. That kid found them. I think, what did he eat? Like almost the whole bag?
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't just shit
I
his
walked out in
brains
the living room once, and he had like a handful. He's taking
Yeah.
back to his room, and I go, no. I go 2.
So
Yeah.
I've hid them now, and then occasionally I'd be like, oh, hey, you want a Hershey bar? And he's like, yes. I give him like, I mean, it's like that big, you know? The big ones are like a really special treat. So today he caught me though. He caught me opening the cabinet because I was making myself some soup, and he saw it and he goes, oh, M&Ms. And now he started to eat M&Ms, and I don't know where that came from because he never ate them before. And he saw the
I like
Hershey.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
a M&M
I
person.
eat M&Ms too, but like
Peanut, gotta be peanut though.
no, I don't like the peanut. It's got to be traditional, plain.
Sometimes
Small
I like the
bag of-
peanut, and then I'll do like a little squirrel, and I'll eat off all the candy
Yeah.
coating until I get
No,
to
I
the
don't like
peanut,
the
and then I just eat the peanut.
I don't like
Yep.
the peanut.
I have a
I like-
process with them too.
Yeah.
The
But yeah, so
the
now he
pretzels are
knows where
good.
they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pretzel M&Ms are pretty
Pretzel
decent.
M&Ms are pretty good.
Yeah.
I have not had pretzels.
Yeah.
We had those on the trip down from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They were good. I don't like the caramel ones.
No.
The
I
No.
caramel
did
M&Ms are
buy
gross.
those bags of like what was it, like popcorn pretzels, Reese's, M&Ms.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it was like a
So-
mixed bag. Those were actually
those are
pretty
new.
good.
I do like that new mixture. They
Yeah,
have
that
the
was
snack
good.
bags with all the.
So
I've had them.
I've got a great M&M story. Kick
Okay.
myself in the ass. So years ago, when I used to run my own Quick Lube, well, I didn't own it. I was just the manager. So I used to have to fill all the vending machines, and we had an M&M machine, and I just gave all the whatever the local charity that it was. But it was my job of filling it. So
What do you mean? You're talking about expired M&Ms?
No. They're good. I used to go to Publix, or whoever had them on sale, buy one get one, and I would just stock up. So I'm
So what
loading.
did charity have to do with
What's
that?
that? We just gave the money to charity for all the vending machines.
from the vending machine.
Yeah,
fund.
from the
Okay.
vending
I
machines.
thought you were talking about the candy and
Yeah,
stuff. I'm like,
no.
wait, what? Is it
Yeah.
expired?
No. So I'm filling up the M&M machine one day, and I noticed like these weird M&Ms. They're like, well, all these weird. I thought, okay, so they're defective M&Ms, or like the coating was all weird on them. So I'm just pouring them in the machine. About 2 weeks later, goes by. One of my customers, puts his quarter in, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you." What?
I'm confused. Is it the ball, like the clear ball where you can see the M&Ms?
Dude, you put the quarter in. It had like the 3 slots.
So how would you know they're defective? They're in a bag.
No,
they're in a
fills
gumball
He
machine.
fills up the glass
Pour them
container.
into the machine.
Yes, they're in a gumball machine.
They're multiple.
Yeah, that's what I just said. A gumball machine.
Yeah, kind of like a gumball.
Just say
A candy
gumball
machine.
machine.
No, you
It's
said
not
the big
good.
globe. That's not.
No,
what
I
this
said a
was.
gumball machine.
No, you said the big globe.
Did I say big globe? I
You
thought
did
I
say
said
you
gumball.
did say big globe. Now the gumball machines now also come in the squares.
And there's like 3
Okay.
of them.
So
in
you
a
were
row.
pouring that into.
They all
the-
aren't round
Yes,
anymore,
okay.
Jess. It's okay.
Okay.
Yes. So the customer, he puts his quarter in, and he goes, "Oh, hey, you found the tie-dyed M&Ms." And I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Yeah, M&Ms had a big contest. You had to look for the bag of tie-dyed M&Ms, and you win something." So and I'm like, "What?" So I got a hold of M&M, Mars, whatever, and talking to this lady, and she's like, "Yeah, you found the bag of tie-dyed M&Ms. Inside the bag was the code, and you win $2,000 a summer for the rest of your life." And she goes, "All we need is the code." And I go, "Well, I can take a picture of the M&M." She's like, "We need the code." And I found the bag of tie-dyed M&Ms, and it wasn't $2,000 for like 20 years. It was $2,000 for the rest of your life.
So who gets the $2,000?
Nobody.
No one. He threw the bag out.
Oh, you couldn't find the bag.
No, it was like 2 weeks later. The bag was gone in the trash. So I found the bag of tie-dyed M&Ms,
But
and
he
didn't know.
But he threw the bag out.
Yeah. So
Shame.
it was. I was talking to this lady, and she's like, "Yeah, you obviously found the bag. We need."
Jess
the
is
code."
like, "Where you hide that $2,000, Kevin?"
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, "You got the $2,000,
It was
Kevin."
$2,000 for the rest of your
Wow.
life.
What?
Yeah.
I never win anything.
Yeah, and then the only other thing I won, which was on the Gatorade bottle, popped the cap, and I won like one of their grand prizes. And for whatever year so I have 24 karat gold basketball cards and I have like 30 of them. So it was the entire set from all like the major players of that year.
Okay.
So I've got a whole set of
Ooh.
24 karat gold.
First off, when I was a
basketball
smoker,
cards.
I smoked marbles, and I
You
totally
smoked marbles.
marbles.
Someone's
Why are you
tired.
making fun of me,
Yeah.
piece of shit?
He's tired.
And I have quite a few things that I have won from cashing in my those little side pieces, whatever.
Yeah.
Or
my,
Camel Cash.
it's like
Camel
it was
Yeah.
the little cash points. But I still have a towel that I use to this day. It is old as shit and probably should not be used as a towel anymore. But
We
I still
used,
have
we used to have a manager at another Quick Lube, and it was attached to a car wash. And then he was the only one. Every day he emptied all the trash and everything, and he collected all of those. He had the kayak. He had everything.
I had a radio.
That's
I
funny.
had a lighter.
There was
I had
always-
cups.
I remember
and all
when that
stuff.
kayak showed up to the Quick Lube, and it had a Marlboro kayak. And I'm like,
he did well because that's a lot of
It's a lot of garbage to sort through, Kev.
That is
Yeah.
a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
But those people that collect the cans and stuff, they used to make tons of money off of that. So
But yeah, I remember the Camel Cash. Joe Cool, they got rid of
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
In college,
but
that's why we smoked Camel Light or Camel cigarettes. You had a great catalog.
Yeah.
All I had was a Newport T-shirt and a Newport comb from my sister smoking
yeah, the
Newports.
only time I smoked Newports was when I was drinking.
Yeah, my sister smoked a lot of them, and I had a
didn't like
Newport
menthol
T-shirt.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember
cool.
the only thing I had was from the Joe Camel from someone gave me a pair of flip flops. So when you when you walk down the beach, it made impressions in the sand, so you could, and it was Camel, and I'm like, it was brilliant advertising. Like this all was Camel.
That's
These-
actually
yeah,
smart.
It was, yeah. That's probably why they outlawed
Corona,
it. Yeah.
Corona, the beer, makes good advertising because they have flip flops that also have a built-in bottle opener.
Oh, do
on
they?
the bottom of it says Corona, so when if you're walking in the sand, it does the same thing, and also on the bottom there's a little piece that's
There's
in
no
there.
way those flip flops work as a bottle opener.
That's
You
what
just
I'm thinking,
rip
like,
that.
how-
Dirty ass
No,
freaking
They're
sand
not
all over your
cheap.
beer
They're
bottle.
not cheap. They're like the
They
sturdier.
must be really
They're not
rigid.
like
That's what I'm saying. They're not like
flip
foam.
flops.
Oh, I thought they're like a foam flip flop. Like
That's what
you
I was
rip
picturing.
it straight out.
They're like good leather, like,
Oh, okay.
like flip flops.
Okay,
Is
Cause
the bottle opener on the bottom, like where you're
Yeah, it's
walking?
on
Like
the
if you walk in
bottom.
dog shit, you'll be opening up your
Yeah.
bottle with.
Jesus, you're at the beach. It's beach life. You rinse it off in the ocean and you pop your bottle and you fucking have sand all over. Calm down.
I'm
Yeah,
asking a
'cause-
legit question. I'm concerned.
Guinness makes a nice hat with a bottle opener right on the brim.
Yeah, okay, well, we
Yeah.
weren't talking about
Yeah.
That would
that.
make
We
more
were talking
sense
about-
having on the hat.
Yeah, okay,
versus
well,
your
I still
foot.
thought it was kind of cool. Well,
It's
mind
like,
you,
fuck you guys, man. I'm talking about flip flops.
It's like having a toe
Listen,
ring made
listen.
into a bottle opener.
there is a company called Shitty Coolers, like Yeti, but shitty. And it's geared towards the more redneckish country, like type of like, you know,
beer drinker.
beer drinker. But literally, that would be something a shitty cooler person would totally use.
Yeah.
Is those flip flop sandal freaking
I
bottle
don't think
openers.
they
It's
would wear
cool.
flip flops.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
picture
usually
them wearing
barefooted.
On the
Yeah.
beach? Yeah, I don't know.
How
I
many
don't-
rednecks you see on the beach?
I
None.
want to get one of them shitty coolers so I can invite people over and say, oh, hey, they'll be like, oh, what do you want to drink? We have beers and stuff. And they're like, oh, I'll take a beer. I'll be like, okay, you can go into my shitty cooler. That's all I want to say. Just one time.
That's
Take it-
interesting.
You
Shitty
can
Look
get it
at
for
that.
when we go camping.
Yeah.
The
Glamping.
shitty cooler.
Glamping.
The
Yeah.
shit cooler.
It's
Yeah.
it's the shitty cooler.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Shitty cooler. I gotta look that up. That's
Kerr's
They
Googling
actually
it.
have some cool products. And it's neat because like these coolers look like your everyday like, you know, like friend's backyard cooler that's all beat up kind of
Oh, you
like
get
just
hats
fun.
and everything.
Yeah.
SHITI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like the Yeti but shitty.
Look, there's a
Shit.
backpack
Yeah,
cooler.
look at that. They have like even a sun hat.
It's Shitai, like
Shitai.
Adidas.
Shitai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Adidas.
Adidas. Yeah.
Shitai.
It's Shitai. It's a Shitai.
Yeah, but it's a cool product. I like the funniness of it.
That's
and just
very
like
funny. I've never heard of it.
we get it all the time at work. Like stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I need this in my life.
That's freaking great.
That's
Their
awesome.
thing, it's not Yeti, it's shitty.
Shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeti must love that.
Oh god, you know they hate them.
Are their
Oh my
prices
God.
similar?
No, they're cheaper,
I don't know.
and it's a good quality
Yeah,
too.
it's like everything else. You know, Yeti invented everything, and then everybody else knocked it off. You know, like when
Yeah.
Walmart came out with their own version of like the Yeti cooler or like the
No,
little
I know, but they're
tumblers.
not
Yeah.
really knocking it
Oh,
off.
yeah.
They're almost kind of like making fun a little bit, but it's also geared towards your everyday.
Yeah, they're poking fun at
person.
the whole concept
Yeah.
of it, but,
but
it's
good
usable.
quality.
They ain't
It's
cheap.
good quality,
They're
No,
Like
they're
that
not-
hat. How much is that sun hat?
This hat's $30.
Wow.
but it's cheaper than a Yeti.
You got the Tracker backpack cooler G2's $135.
Yeah. See what a Yeti would cost though. Like that's
It's a
similar to that
backpack.
product.
Look, it's a freaking
Oh
Yeah.
wow, it is a backpack
Yeah.
for
But a friend
Jess
of
can
mine
wear
at
it
work,
while we hike.
yeah, a
Yeah.
friend of mine at work has a couple of their products, and she says they are just as good as Yeti, if not better. She has a couple of their like
Yeah.
coolers and a couple other
That's,
things.
that's
of
what I need,
theirs.
a Yeti cooler so I can keep my ice
Now,
ice
Graham-
up for a
Yeah,
year.
Graham bought my dad for Father's Day a huge Yeti cooler for them to go camping, and then I bought my dad for Christmas like a Yeti coffee mug and a couple other things. And my dad even said that cooler is like the best cooler he's ever had in his entire life. But what's fucked up is they can't keep their garage open because people will steal
What?
Yeti yes, in that area, like because it's like you're so close to the beach and like there's a lot of
Fucking Yeti
A
backpack
lot of
coolers.
transients?
no, a lot of
construction
like
workers.
just beachy, like I don't know, I don't even know what the term would be.
The Yeti
You know what I'm
cooler's
talking about, though.
$300 for a
Like
backpack
people who
cooler.
go fishing at the pier there and
That's
stuff, they're gonna
ridiculous.
steal. They're just stealing. They don't care. They don't care. That's how they
$300
get.
for a backpack cooler
For Yeti, $300
That's insane.
backpack cooler.
Never
Wow.
would I buy that.
Is it a soft backpack or like a rigid?
I don't know. Let me check, Kev.
I know. I just want a sticker.
I'm gonna yeah.
I just want a sticker that says
I'll-
shitty cooler.
It says, here, what
It
does
looks
it
like
read?
a soft one.
This hopper's high-density fabric is waterproof and resistant to mildew. punctures.
Okay.
It,
and
it
they
almost
raise.
looks like a heavy nylon.
But then
Oh,
there's then there's an RTIC cooler
Oh my
right next
God.
to it that's $149.
Is that Yeti or Shitty?
Yeti
Yeti.
is $299.
Yeah,
That's
it's
nuts.
expensive.
The shitty one was or shitai, as we like to call it here in the high life, is $130.
We
Yeah, so it's
elevate the
cheaper
name.
than the Yeti.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than Yeti.
It's
Yeah.
like saying
Not
Target
much.
versus Target.
Yeah.
But look, Yeti comes in this really cool color, Jen, that you'll like.
I do like that color. That's a Tiffany blue.
It's a Tiffany blue, but for getting $300,
No,
Tiffany
I still
blue.
wouldn't want it.
No.
But
Even
it
if
just
the Coach
goes
name
to
was on
show
there, I
you,
wouldn't buy
like,
it.
people are willing to pay for certain things. But I wonder what kind of warranty there is on any of this stuff.
Well, I
Like,
mean, there's nothing better than a shitty warranty.
Yeah. I mean, my bag.
Shit.
I have an Oakley backpack. I mean, it's $250 for just a regular backpack.
so you're sitting there going, "Oh my God!"
Yeah,
Like,
and it doesn't-
but you bought an Oakley backpack.
It's badass.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
badass.
I just use the
Oakley.
coolers that.
Where's
I
your
got.
Ray Bans?
Yeah.
We got years ago when I worked in pharmaceuticals. We got these. We used to get sample bags that we could carry our samples in, which are just nylon bags. But we saw that we had this drug that actually had to be kept cool, so they gave us these insulated freaking bags, and I was like, throw some ice in it, throw some beer in it. It does the same
Yeah.
thing.
That's awesome.
That's it.
It's a backpack.
And it was sealed
I will
inside, so it
say,
didn't leak.
whatever that one right there, that Ohio State tumbler that you got,
Yeah.
that ice will literally last up to 2 to 3 days in that.
Yeah.
And who makes that anyway?
I don't know. Like Arctic makes a lot of them. I
That-
don't know who makes.
Whoever makes this particular stainless steel one, hands down,
Yeah.
keeps the ice.
Yeah. Most
like
of these
ice
are made
cube
here.
solid.
Most of these are made. Like this is a Tervis, but Tervis doesn't make these. They're
Yeah,
made by
they're outsourced.
We have a
I
couple
think-
Tervis.
I think RIC really ice cold or like
Yeah,
the-
I know who makes that because I bought that for you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, like the same company
Company.
makes it for other people.
yeah,
It's-
but that's not a
Oh,
Tervis one.
No,
like the
no,
Girl
I think
Scout cookies.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
We're not going there.
yeah, seriously ice cold or something like name of the company. They
I
make
don't
them
know,
for
but
everybody,
whatever.
yeah.
And then a friend of ours, Brian and Brooke, their daughter did a whole study on a couple of the different stainless steel cups that are being sold and put ice in them and did an experiment to see how long. And I think she said like 2 of them lasted the longest.
Yeah,
like almost full. It
Pop-
was
Popular Mechanics did that too.
yeah, it was really
And
interesting.
the number one was the Walmart brand, the Arctic.
the
Really?
Arctic,
Interesting.
was
which
the
is
n-
crazy.
Was
and
the
it's-
number one tumbler.
And
that
I
kept
have an
ice.
Arctic, I guess it's like a thermos type thing. I will tell you, my drink will stay cold.
I
Like
thought you have a Hydro Flask.
I did get a Hydro Flask, and then I
Yeah.
bought one from Walmart, the Arctic.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Oh, okay.
The Hydro Flask, believe it or not, is not as good as the
Yeah.
Walmart one.
See,
I
I'm
remember
stupid.
her-
I don't put the lid on mine.
Yeah, I have a
Oh.
bag with
I'm
just all
stupid.
lids in them. So
Yeah.
all the lids are just in a
So
cap.
I'll use like I'm like, oh, I got an insulated cup, but I don't put the lid on it.
Yeah,
no, I gotta-
put
They
I
just
the-
get
I
in
gotta-
the way. I hate
I
them.
gotta.
we
gotta have
put
a
the
lid.
lids on
I gotta have a
everything.
lid.
I even have one for my Tervis that has a straw.
Yeah, I have Tervis lids. I have insulated mug lids. I have.
I just don't like the way it comes out when I drink
I
it.
don't know. I have like a thermos one, so I don't
Especially
mind it,
coffee.
'cause It comes out. It's almost. It does both. Like you can.
It's
go
like a
like that,
sippy
or you
cup.
could drink it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
You know, I
At
need to
work,
get-
it's good for me, especially because with the water, it keeps it so ice cold.
I need to get Kerr Whisker Down. You know,
Oh,
it's a great company, great
It's
group of
cool.
guys. It's so when you have your pint glass, it's like this little brass thing that snaps
Yeah.
on your pint glass, so you could drink it, and then the foam doesn't get in your mustache. It's called
It's
the
awesome.
Whisker Down.
It's really
Whisker
cool.
down.
It's
Whisker
really
down.
cool. It's actually
Yeah.
really cool.
I
Yeah.
could use that when we eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can,
That's
you
funny.
can
Kevin
expand
needs
it.
Kevin needs a whole guard,
Yeah.
like a bib for just here.
I use my fork to comb my mustache as I'm eating. I'll eat, and then I clear off my fork, and then I'll comb my mustache to the
Because
side.
he always waits to take a shower sometimes until after he's done eating, because then he's like, all right, now I
Yeah.
can just get everything out of my beard.
I don't
There's
know how
times
you do
where
it.
I've looked at it's just there. I'm like,
When I was growing
Kinda
my
hidden
beard
in
out,
there.
when I was growing my beard out, and it was for me, it was a couple of months, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was
pretty burly.
really burly and long. And when I was eating, I was like, I don't know how Kevin does this. It's like,
now I have a
I had
question for
shit.
Kevin.
Now, sometimes I tuck it into my shirt.
Now,
So
I
nothing
have a
gets,
question. Are you ever at some point gonna just ever do a short beard?
No.
Do you
Don't you
ever
think he would look
rubber
good?
band it?
Don't you
No.
think he would look good with a short beard?
It would be Kevin.
Yeah.
He
It
look,
would be Kevin.
He looks
it would still be
different.
Kevin.
Yeah.
he looks like
I think
a
he would look so good like that.
he looks like a
I
Matty
don't know.
Rocks
I like it.
impersonator.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Helped your beard.
Yeah. No,
No.
but every guy and every guy I talk to that's got a long beard like me, and it happens to me at least once a week or once every other week. You wake up in the middle of the night in a panic, and the first thing you do is you grab your face because you'll have a nightmare. It's just a dream, and
Yeah.
you'll look at you'll be like just walking down the street, and then you'll catch a glimpse of yourself in a piece of
Yeah.
glass, and your beard is gone, and so
But
you
your
instantly
beard
wake
won't
up
be-
and you grab your face.
But
to
your
see-
beard
make sure-
won't be gone. You'll just be
Yeah.
a short beard. And I think
Yeah.
it would look good. And the only person who's ever done any kind of like tying or knotting of his beard is a little girl.
Yeah, my niece.
A little girl put bows all
Uh-huh.
throughout his beard. And I was like, oh, you're going to let her
Of
do
course,
that to
man.
you? But
Little
you won't
kid, they
let
can
me.
get away with murder. Did you do the face app that takes the beard away?
I did. I posted that video.
Yeah, remember he
Oh,
posted
yeah, that's
it,
right. That's
and
right.
It,
You
really
look
like
widened-
Lars.
Yeah.
It didn't even
widened his
look like
jaw.
you.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
even look like Kevin at
That's
all.
right. I forgot about that. I did it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy shit!" Looked like someone just threw a pumpkin on top of my shoulders, man. It was scary. I was like,
Oh my
"Man,
God.
is it like it not only takes off my beard, but then it adds another chin to me? What the hell's
I
going
know.
on here? Just
There's
replace
one
it with fat."
Snapchat filter that I love that gives you neck and face tattoos.
Yeah, I screenshot that and put it in
Yeah.
our group.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I seriously need to think about getting a neck and some face tattoos. I love that shit. I was like, wow, that actually makes me look pretty tough and good. I was
No,
like, I
it
like
doesn't.
I don't think work would allow me ever to work there if I had. Well, I mean, they
That's
couldn't
hilarious.
discriminate as long as it doesn't say any bad words, but yeah, it'd be a little intense.
Yeah,
It'd be a little intense.
but summertime's coming up, and usually at least once a week during the summertime when it's just brutally hot, I'll be on the drive home and like I'm just cutting it off when I get home. As soon as I get home.
But if you just
but then
trimmed
I get
it,
home and like I'm cooled down and like I'm not doing it.
why don't you just trim it?
No, I did. I cut 4 inches
No,
off of
I
it.
meant like trim it so
No.
it's to here.
No.
So it's just a cute little.
If I'm gonna-
How long has it taken you to grow it to where it is now?
It would if I shaved my face completely, I could have this again in 18 months.
There you go. It's not bad. So if you just trim it, it would take you half that time to
Yeah.
grow it the length.
If I'm
again.
gonna trim it, I'm gonna shave it completely.
No,
off.
why would you
Stefano
do
did.
that?
Yeah, his grew back really
His,
fast.
yeah, his Stefan
My
Herman.
my dad. This is 6 months for my
His
dad.
his dad's is like literally pure white though. And
Yeah.
it's soft.
He grows
it's like
a-
the softest
He
beard.
grows a cloud on
He
his
does,
face.
and Wyatt thinks
Really?
he really is Santa Claus. So he gets very upset when Kevin's like, "Hey, like that's my dad," and Kevin's like, "No, that's my dad." That's what Kevin says. But Wyatt always says, "That's my dad," and we're like, "No, that's your buddy, like but not your dad." And then he just gets mad because he thinks he's Santa, and he doesn't want Kevin having any anything to do with Santa. Like he
any
can't claim
connection?
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "You can't claim him. That's my person."
Yeah.
See, when I
But,
was
like,
when I was
so-
growing my beard out, I was shaving the sides down and letting the the front grow, because if this just gets too,
Yeah.
Poofy.
It
I
gets
mean,
real bushy.
my brother would grow out a beard. This was, you're talking about the late '80s, right? when it was hunting season, he would grow out a big beard.
Yeah.
But it would never get, and I don't know, maybe it's because Kevin manicures his beard, but it would never, it just wouldn't be as long.
No, I think you said there's a reason why some men can grow long beards and some can't. That like it can grow out in certain ways, but
My
it doesn't.
brother's beard would like be out to here, and he would comb it out, and it would be like this big wavy hair, but it was just thick.
Thick. Oh wow.
And I when I see mine growing, it's the same way. So I'd have to trim my sides off because
Yeah.
it was just getting out of control. And then it grows pretty. My facial hair grows pretty quickly, and it was getting pretty long, around my chin. But it was just food, eating, drinking was just a chore. And I was like, I can't do this, because when I was growing my hair out, I was so glad when we shaved it, because unlike you, Kevin, who wakes up in the middle of the night, like grabbing your face, I'd wake up in the middle of the night like stuck because I was rolling around. I'd wake up and the hair would be in my face, and and I'd look in the mirror and I was like, God, I just look like freaking Nick Nolte. I look so homeless. I look horrible.
You look like the dude.
Jen, check your phone.
Who's
so
bad?
this is Jeff Langham.
Oh yeah, he
actually
beard.
won the World Beard and Mustache contest a couple
gosh.
years ago. And that's after this picture right here is after he cut it down a little bit.
There are some guys though that have some epic mustaches or beards or both, but you had a pretty sweet freaking mustache there that had the little curly.
Yeah, I did
at the ends for a while.
I did a handlebar, and then it actually grew long enough to where I could do twin handlebars. I do twin curlies on each side.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
No,
twin handlebars
but
on
it looked
anything.
good. It looked good, but it didn't look bad. So if you were ever to shave it, you could always go back to. I think you should just do that big chop mustache. Shave everything else, have the chops here and the chop mustache.
Like from Orange County Chopper.
Yes.
I did that when I shaved my mustache. When I had my beard, I grew the freaking chops.
Yeah.
And then I threw on like this plaid jacket and like my
We had
dad's
to find the
tie
picture.
from the
It was
70s.
freaking great.
I literally looked like, someone's high school freaking senior picture from 1978.
We have the picture.
And I had the long
somewhere.
hair greased back and everything. It was
loved
bad.
it.
I did that recently too with my mustache when I was letting it grow, because it's horrible.
It's interesting, like when I went on base with Graham, like we went by like some of the special units and stuff, and they are allowed in the military. You are allowed to have a mustache, but it's the same mustache. Like it's like a little thin lip thing and comes down.
It's a cop stash.
It's a cop stash, but it's so funny. Like a lot of the special forces, like they are either that's where they begin and that's where they end. There's a middle training that they go to, and then they come back and finish, and then after that they can pretty much have long hair and look however they want. But all these guys were like either bald or shaved really short with their hair and had that same stash and walking around, and I was like, what the hell? It just looked funny, I was like, just shave the mustache.
Yeah,
it does not look good.
I had a buddy once. It
looked bad.
Completed Army Ranger school, and then they're allowed to grow.
Well, that's what they are. They're Rangers.
That's it. They're allowed to grow whatever they want. Like,
there's no.
They're like, we're the baddest guys in the military. Yeah. We're allowed to have whatever we want.
And one thing, because Graham is part of their unit, so like technically, like where his barracks are in his work area, there's no hat, no salute, right? Like none. They don't have to wear their uniforms or any of that stuff. And so there's a restaurant kind of next near their barracks and work building, and there's a sign there that says no hat, no salute. And so every time an officer or somebody like important kind of comes over there, they look at all the guys and they're like, where's your uniforms, where's your hat, where's your respect, where's your salute? And they're like, they point to that sign like, so sorry, no hat, no salute. And then they kind of feel like, are we gonna get our asses kicked later on because we like embarrass these people in front of like their families and stuff? But Graham is one of the people who like, he likes that because he doesn't care, he doesn't want people to know he's in the military. Like he likes that side of being in the military, but nobody needs to know that he is.
Okay.
Which is weird for me because I'm all like, wear your uniform, like do this, and he's like, no, I don't care if people know I'm in the military or not. He likes that like secretive side, which is really interesting. Yeah. He really likes that, which is so interesting to me.
That is Kev, I sent you a picture of the Lorax.
Oh yeah.
Your Lorax mustache.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my
That was
God,
recent.
I love it.
Isn't that great? I was hoping he would keep it, but he had a conference call to hop on.
Yeah, Jen's
But
like, you
that
need to
was
keep that.
freaking
I'm
awesome.
like, I got a freaking conference call with Israel. I just can't freaking.
Yeah, just
You
turn
should
yourself.
have just put on
with the
some leather
trees.
chops, like
just put your mask on and be like, yeah, I'm still social distancing.
Yeah.
I needed that picture needed a leather cap. That's all it needed.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the village people.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
It was awesome.
I gotta find the picture of the plaid sports
Yeah,
jacket.
that was a
Because I had
cool
my
one.
long hair, then I slicked it all back.
So you basically look like what's his name from the Christmas Lampoon one,
Cousin
Oh,
Eddie.
Uncle Eddie.
Uncle
Uncle
Eddie.
Eddie.
Cousin
Yeah,
Ed- Cousin Eddie,
Eddie.
I didn't look like Cousin Eddie. I looked more like Anchorman, like Paul
Oh,
Rudd
geez,
for
that's
someone
even
from the
funnier.
Anchorman. Like,
Yeah, Paul Rudd. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely looked like the big cheesy stash, the freaking
Uh,
slick back long hair, the
I
big
love it.
big poofy hair with the plaid jacket. I have
Oh
fun.
my god, that's so funny.
It grows back so fast. It's
It
like I'll
does.
just do something stupid.
Or he'll shave like and make it look all funky, and then wait to see how long it takes for me or Joe to
It's
notice,
horrible, bro.
and we just don't.
I literally,
And he'll
I could go
purposely like be
upstairs.
sitting there and like put his face like
Yeah.
talking to us, and
Kevin,
we're just like.
if
"No,
I went
no,
upstairs
no."
right now and I took the trimmer and went down just the one blade and trimmed everything down and walked to the house, no one would notice. I could shave half my fucking face.
Sometimes we'll be like,
Yeah.
"Do you notice anything
No
different?"
one-
And now it's just automatic. Used to be, you got a haircut.
You got a
or
haircut. You shaved. Carrie, you
It's our
shaved.
go-to.
It's like literally, I could do that because I've done it. I've gone
Yeah.
upstairs, like sitting next to her, watching TV. I'm
sits
like,
down.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll go upstairs real quick. Going from this to like nothing, to just like
You won't notice.
No,
Like-
I don't.
like if
Horrible.
if I shaved with a razor, it would be the growth that I would have in 2 days, just stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I come down,
No
sit next to
clean
her,
shave.
and we'll be talking. I'll be like, "Hey, you want some popcorn?" No. What do you think of? Hey, I'm gonna pause it. What do you think happened in this part of the movie? She's like, "I don't know." And I'm like,
Hello.
"Are you fucking kidding
Nothing.
me?"
And then he gets so mad because I don't notice, or Joe doesn't notice.
What did you do? You shaved like a face in the back of your head.
Oh yeah, that was I think before I knew you guys. So
yeah, it was before.
So
you
yeah,
did
so
that.
I let my hair grow for like I don't know, like a month. So and then on the back of my head, they shaved sunglasses and then like a little handlebar mustache. I'll have to find the photo.
Oh, it was funny.
So and then I rocked that for like a month.
No,
You know,
mind
so we'd be
you-
in random places and like you'd be staring at the back of my head and there were sunglasses and a handlebar mustache
great.
face
That's
on the
funny.
back
But
of my
we
head.
went and met his daughter at
A brewery.
a distillery.
A distillery.
And she was like, "What the hell?" Like he didn't care. He just walked around with this like figure on the back of his head.
Yeah.
They would
Ever
notice.
funny.
I literally could have
Yeah.
that on
Yeah.
the back of my head, and no one would notice.
I really,
I've-
if I witnessed a crime and had to give a description, it's not
That's
happening.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
I've-
different. That's being able to. That's
don't
being
know.
able to
I
recall
noticed quite a
something.
bit.
You don't need to recall when someone's sitting next to you,
I'm not very
giving you
observant.
popcorn and
I know,
fully
but
shaved.
I am like I notice weird stuff.
I've
like,
always,
weird
you know, like I
stuff
said,
about
I didn't
people.
think shaving my face was weird. I just thought it was like.
I've thought about shaving my face completely. I mean, razor. I mean, baby. And then I want to go around to like my friends' like work, like their jobs.
Oh, they wouldn't recognize.
and
I
then
don't
and
think
then
they
just
would
like
know who
cover
you
up the
are.
tattoos, and then just like try and have a conversation or just mill
Your
about.
voice would give it away.
You know, that's it. I couldn't talk, but yeah, just mill and just see if anybody or join one of these virtual cigar groups.
That
You know,
would
and
be
like
funny.
and not
Oh,
have
they
my
wouldn't
name,
know.
and then just be there, and then just see how long of it, you know,
I
before
don't think
someone.
people would know.
You
I
you
don't
did-
think people would know. Until
I
you
think it
talk.
would be brilliant.
I
That'd
think
be.
so
Yeah.
too.
You'd be a great infiltrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then,
Oh, yeah.
but you see though, but when you get your hair done, it's like, what do you think of my hair? Like you'll come home and hey, your hair looks nice, or, and it's like, and I'm sitting there going, hey, it doesn't look any different than it did before. Maybe a little bit darker, maybe a little trim. It looks nice, yeah. And I notice it. Me, full beard gone.
Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't notice anything either.
Jen will trick you. She'll be like, I didn't do anything with my hair. See, you don't notice. Yeah, you're like, damn it, she got me.
Kevin,
Yeah.
But I
Kevin
do
doesn't-
notice. I notice all the little things.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't notice at
I don't
all.
notice anything.
He doesn't notice anything. So I'm right there with you, Kerr.
Yeah.
I get none of that either.
Yeah.
It always
And then I'll
reminded me
be
of
like-
that MASH episode where Hawkeye's like, I could walk through freaking camp naked, no one will
Yeah.
notice. And he walks through the whole camp naked, no one salutes him. I'm like, I could do that in the house. No one noticed.
So, I know nobody notices, Kevin especially, and I'm like, okay, cool, it's awesome. But I notice everything, and it drives me crazy that I notice everything, and then you don't notice anything.
I noticed the
I'm
other day where you were
oblivious.
wearing them jeans that made your butt look weird. And I'm like, please don't wear those jeans anymore. I go, they make your butt look weird. And
Like
she went in and
flat,
changed.
or what?
No,
was the
it
He
was
issue?
said my
Jeans.
ass looked flat, and I said, Kevin, newsflash, my ass is flat. I said,
No.
I don't know what you want me to
No, it
do.
was like
I
this
can't make my
weird-
ass
Yeah,
plump.
her ass isn't flat.
Yes,
but
it's
those
flat
jeans-
enough. Those jeans
those
were
jeans-
showing my true ass.
Those weren't.
You weren't faking it. That's my true butt.
So
Sorry,
she went in and put on her peach lift.
No,
Yeah.
so he bought me these things off of TikTok, and I've worn them one time for like a second.
A
So then I
TikTok
decided,
purchase?
yeah. So I put them on, and you know why they make your ass look good? Because it gives you a fucking wedgie.
Is
It
that
literally
those pants that you always
Are
see?
those the leggings that you see
Yes.
advertised? They're like a weird alligator pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I put those on, and I literally kept going, oh my God, I feel like I got to pick this out of my...
Like, are you walking on your tiptoes? I'm
Yeah,
picturing it
yeah, you're
feels like
walking
you're
around like,
riding
and
up.
then you're
That
perked
made her
out,
butt look good though.
and you're like, okay, I walk like this because it literally gives you a wedgie.
I was thinking about getting
A-
a pair for myself.
Well, you
I
can
mean,
try mine because it will give you a
because
wedgie.
I have a nice butt. It is nice.
You do have a nice butt. I
Yeah.
don't have a butt.
So
I have
so
a
that's
flat
why,
butt.
that's why I want to get those peach lifts for me and like
Okay, why? Who do you need to impress?
no.
Who do you need to impress, Kevin? Kevin, what do you need
To
those
wear with
for?
his mechanic pants to wear at
Yeah.
the...
Listen, he's already wore leggings and did a video
I
on
did.
how to do a vehicle
I-
thing in leggings.
It was a spoof video in leggings, and then after the video, I was like, these actually feel pretty damn good. Like I understand why women wear these. These are comfortable as hell, and like I like want to wear leggings all the time. I mean,
I'll
they're
First
never
off-
see you in leggings.
No. This is hilarious.
you don't wear leggings, Jen?
Oh, I love leggings. I'm saying
yeah,
to
okay.
Kerr
So
that
have
he'll
you
never
ever
wear 'em.
seen
I
that
love 'em.
spoof on activewear? Where they're
No.
like, I'm going
Uh,
to the food store in my activewear.
Yeah.
Activewear. I'm standing on the corner smoking my cigarette in my activewear. It's these women and they're making fun of everyone. I go to Target in my activewear. Like everything they do is I pick the kids up in my activewear.
It's
I'm
not
like,
active where Jed's like,
it is fucking hilarious. It's my sister, and like Kevin and I have like we sent that to her when I first saw it, and she's like, I hate you because it's so true. She's like lives in her activewear, right? But like I wear, yoga pants and
I
activewear.
wear
stuff.
yoga pants and
But
leggings
that's not
until I
leggings and
lose
stuff, but-
until I lose weight and can fit into my.
but you'll get an outfit. You'll get an outfit like, look at this cute outfit. It looks like a tennis outfit, and I'm like,
I don't
but
play
you don't
tennis,
fucking play tennis. She's
but
like, no,
it's
I
a
can never
really
play
cute
tennis.
outfit.
Doesn't matter. It's active.
It's active wear. It's like she go out
activewear.
Little
looking like
golf pants,
golf
like the
pants.
little,
It's
capri
freaking-
golf pants.
It doesn't matter. It's freaking like the best thing. So like these activewear, leggings, whatever you want to call, give you a massive wedgie, and that is how it creates the illusion that you have an ass, because it's literally taking anything you have and is wedging it way up, so it's giving you a lift and like suctioning everything into place.
So
it
it's the
looks like
seam
your butt.
going up. As
Yeah,
it
it's the
cups
seam
your
going up your ass
cheeks.
crack. Yeah, it lifts your ass cheeks and it puts the seam up your crack.
But
Does not feel good.
but those other leggings I bought you wear those all the time.
Yeah, but I already had a pair of those leggings that I bought. You just bought a different version of them.
Yeah, because she
and
has a
you
pair
like
that,
my butt in those.
because
but it doesn't give me a wedgie.
yeah, but because you're not allowed to wear the ones you have out in public
Why?
because they're like 5 years old. They're see through. Yeah.
No, those are just sweatpants.
No,
that
no, those-
lost all like
see-through sweatpants. How old are they?
No,
Holy
they-
shit!
sweatpants.
They got washed and
I'll
worn
put
quite a
them,
bit.
not leggings. I will find them and take a picture and show you
yeah,
how
Kerr's
worn
like,
they
yes,
are.
yes, take a picture. Get real close.
Use flash, please.
Not with them on.
He'll be the judge if they're see through or
Listen,
not.
Listen, get out in sunlight. Make sure it's good, clear day.
Listen,
Bend over, get them
that's how-
real tight.
But
You
that's
know.
how-
That's
how
part
I-
of the whole only
That's how I
fans
found
page
out.
that she
is
has.
Ryan's bus driver told me, she's like, girl, I just got to tell you, I can see your ass. And I was like, wait, what? I felt like I had a rip. She's like, no, they're so thin now, like you could see that you're not wearing underwear. And I was like, thanks, from my son's bus driver. Yeah. So Kevin's like, oh yeah, you could totally see your ass. And I was like, what? Why would you
I
not
thought that
tell
was the
me?
look she was going for. But then then you yelled at me. She's like, why are you buying leggings for me? Like you don't know how to pick out leggings. And that one pair was like really expensive.
Yeah, the one
they
pair.
were like
one pair.
they were like $65.
Yeah,
for
which
the
is
pair.
stupid
Were
because
they
I bought the
Spanx
knockoff
leggings?
pair for
They-
like
they-
$20,
Hey, but-
and they're exactly
No,
the same.
what your exact words were?
They're a little softer.
They were the best pair
No,
of leggings
they were
I've
softer.
ever put on.
They were softer.
Yeah,
there was
the
a difference.
best pair.
Except for the freaking tooth floss ones, the
Yeah.
wedgie ones. Those hurt.
Yeah.
And I would never wear them in public, first off. Like, I just wouldn't. And then, not because they're bad, like other people could wear them in public. I feel so uncomfortable. Like, I would be picking my ass the whole time. I'd be like, hi, as I'm talking to you, trying to undo the wedgie that you can't undo. It is a permanent wedgie.
This is your Linda.
Okay, but I have to yell at you guys.
That's cute. I wish that was referenced like first off.
Yeah.
Would have been good to lead in with that
Yeah.
one.
It is hysterical. That little boy goes on and on too, and he's justifying it. Like, I almost wanted to be like, kudos to that mom though, because she held her ground, because he really had a good
He was
comeback.
convincing,
He was
yeah.
very convincing. And as like a mom, there's times where you have to walk away and laugh. Like, you just had she was like, no, like, this is going down. Like, you're at grandma's house, so you think you could do whatever you want. And he's like, well, yeah. And then he like brings another kid involved that gets him in trouble too. And she's like, I'm gonna spank your ass.
It's grandma. Like I think my favorite TikTok was it was during the quarantine, and she just gets on. She's like, I'm getting real sick and tired of watching my mom's grandkids.
See, I don't watch TikTok. That if you guys send the video, I'll watch it. I don't just go on to TikTok and watch it yet.
I mean,
haven't gotten to that level.
There's times where I go on like a TikTok binge and I'll watch other ones, but mostly it's when Kevin sends me something, and then all of a sudden I get sucked in, and then I'm like,
Start
wait,
scrolling.
an hour later,
Start fucking scrolling.
How the fuck did I get lost in TikTok land?
That was the one I sent you earlier today, and it was just like
I didn't send you any. I didn't open any TikTok.
Yeah, it was just a guy sitting. He's like before work, he's sitting out in front of his living room window, and it's bright out. And he goes, and the caption was, "I'm just gonna scroll TikTok for a few minutes before work," and then the next thing you know, it's dark, and he's still scrolling.
But it does. It sucks you in, and it's dumb stuff, and it's stuff that I don't even care about because you've wasted now that time, because you can't fast forward or anything. You have, and if you go back up to go to watch it from the beginning, it's not like you can skip past what you already saw. Mm-hmm. It starts all over again. So then you're like, wait, what? What did I miss?
I
And
get
then you gotta
sucked in
watch it
whenever
again.
Kevin sends me when I watch it, and then I'll go,
Then
oh. First time I encountered it, I think I tried to rewind it, and I hit it, and I was like, oh, skip to another one. Hey, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty 3 hours later. What the hell just happened?
Like, what?
Yeah. Kevin sends me stuff all the time, and then I'm like, damn it. Damn him. Because then there's times where at work, I have to go into the bathroom to get reception sometimes. So I'll be in there, and then all of a sudden, I'll just be sitting in there, and then I hear people coming in, and I'm using the one stall, and I'm watching TikTok.
You're
I
like,
don't
damn,
listen.
Jess takes a lot of shits during the day.
Listen, no, everybody knows if they can't find me to knock on the bathroom door because they know I'm in there on my phone, because that's the only place you get reception. It's the only place. It's like a vort. You walk into my store and it's all cell phone service dies.
Except for the shitter.
It doesn't exist.
Bug.
Bug, uh-oh. Jen's got a bug. So, Kevin, you never told what you're smoking.
I started off the night with a Herrera Esteli Miami Red Band, and then I am finishing up with a Herrera Esteli Miami Black Band.
Which one do you like better?
The Blue Band.
The Blue Band? Yeah.
That's probably my favorite is the blue, and I remember being at and it was so cool. We were there for to meet Jonathan Drew, and it was a pre-barn smoker.
Not me.
What's that? No, yeah, you were there. Remember, JD's dad
Florida?
JD's dad was hooking me up with cigars, and I'm in the back chatting with Willie, And then that's just when the blue Miami came out, and I'm like, dude, I'm really loving that. Everybody's loving that cigar, and he goes, yeah, he goes, I actually heard, you know, and he goes, I don't believe it, that Steve Saka actually went out and bought a box of these, and I go, he did, and he's like, really? And I go, yeah, I was just talking to Steve the other day, and he said he actually was so impressed with that cigar, he drove to his local cigar shop and bought an entire box.
Really?
And it was this weird intimate moment with Willie, because he was so proud, you know, of that, because
he makes good cigars.
Steve was
too.
his boss, you know, you know, at the beginning. And
well, it's not even just boss; it's like the mentor, like just you know, wanting to, you know, in this industry. I think it's just people that like have been interactive and. You know, they look up to each other, and that like he values his opinion.
Yeah, you
he's
know,
a good blender.
and he's like, I would have sent him a box, and he goes, and I'm like, Steve, he was just so impressed. He went out and bought a box, and it was
Steve
just
is
cool.
Seriously like anybody you would meet. Like he's just such a down to earth, like cool person.
And talking with Steve, and one day, and he's like, I can't even believe Willie, like the person Willie is now. And I'm like, well, what do you mean?
Jonathan Drew always tells a story about Willie, about him being emotional when they were like in that vehicle.
Oh yeah. Like there were some ladies selling like empanadas, you know, down in Nicaragua, and something happened. A car cut the lady off. She was on her bicycle. It fell over. All the empanadas came out, and JD looks over, and like Willie's crying.
Like
you know, he
sad
just
that
felt,
this
you know, like this is one of my people, and something happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was a touching moment. But Steve had said, like, Willie, you know, when he first joined the company, like Willie couldn't, if there was more than two people in a room, Willie couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't talk to anybody. Like he was just like, so he just couldn't speak. And he goes, I can't believe Willie. I saw, you know, Steve said, I saw a video of him giving a speech at the barn smoker. And he's like, that's not the Willie I knew.
I'll tell you something about those barn smokers though. For anyone who's ever gets a chance to experience them, I mean, just the knowledge you get, but it's so interactive that I think the environment's so relaxing and inviting that it makes it easy for people, I think, to start easing into that role. You know, Pedro and all of them, like, I couldn't have been easy to speak in front of people, you know, but when you're passionate about stuff and like, you know, and especially English not being your first language. You know, this isn't where you're from, and like, you know, here you are trying to speak to a bunch of Americans who don't speak, you know, any kind of other, you know, language for the most part. I think that's got to be a little intimidating, but they rock it. Like they do such a fantastic job at those barn smokers, and they get like the crowd going, and they get them excited. And,
I'd like to go to one to experience.
It's just so much fun.
If they have them this year, you know, the four of us will have to meet up at the Pennsylvania one
or wherever you guys want to go, because I still haven't gone to the Kentucky one.
Yeah, because it's in. Because how far are you? Because it's in Lancaster County. How far are you from Lancaster County?
Probably 9-10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys aren't far from Kentucky either.
No,
so.
No, we're not far from Kentucky. Actually, I think where they hold it in Lancaster is like an hour, not even an hour from where I grew up.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know that whole area.
That would be cool because last time when we went to the Pennsylvania one, we met with Craig too, and that would be really fun to meet up.
Yeah, I mean, if you only had one though, you know, if Kentucky's not too far away from you, like I said, that would be the one that I'd want to meet up. It
depends on where in Kentucky it is, based off of our location.
Well, it's in Clarksville, Tennessee, is where, or it's in Kentucky. Well, it's on the border. Like the after party's in Clarksville.
So if you know where Clarksville is,
but it's in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, is where the Kentucky barn smoker is.
How far is that, Jen?
She's gonna
what is it called?
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky. It's funny, is I like the original Herrera, the white band.
Yeah, I don't get too many of those too often. I do have some, and they're
only
not
6 hours and 20 minutes from here.
Okay,
that's not too bad.
And it's not a Lancero, but it's like a short Lancero. It's like a 38 ring gauge, but it's only like maybe six inches. So it's not like, I don't think it's like a true Lancero.
I had I was up at the Wooden Indian or Wooden Nickel. Or Wooden Indian, I can't remember which one it is in Pennsylvania.
Wooden Indian's in, because Wooden Nickel's in, I think Buffalo.
Yeah, it was Wooden Indian, and I was in there and I was buying some stuff, and I bought a handful of them. They were the originals.
Yeah.
Before they had Drew Estate printed on them, it just had Nicaragua
Oh,
printed on
Okay.
them.
nice.
So they were several years old. I think I smoked my last one, about a year ago. And I love them. They're fantastic. Very smooth. Perfect. I do like the blue. Did have the blue band. I think I had that one for the first time when I was at Burnt Leaf, and that was the night before they did the Pennsylvania Barn Smoker. So Dirty Fabian was there doing an event,
Oh, it's
and
awesome.
I did my show live from there. And he sat down. He's a super nice guy, very
Oh
knowledgeable.
yeah.
But that was as close I came to a barn smoker. Was doing an event the night before at a cigar shop with those guys, and they were
Yeah.
giving out all sorts of shit. It was
They're
crazy.
just, it's just fun. Like, they make you feel like it's just a big family and community, which is what it should feel like, I say anytime we've ever done anything, nothing compares to those barn smokers.
Yeah.
So except for the Great Smoke.
Yeah. But,
The Great Smoke is, one of my favorite things too. Abe just makes everybody feel like they belong, and their whole staff just makes everything really great too. I
yeah,
just enjoy them.
It's got to be about 2 years now. Fabian's like non-compete has to be about up.
I mean, I don't
It
know.
would
That's
have
not
to
our
be.
It's not really
because
our
I've never
business,
heard of
so.
more than a 2-year non-compete in this industry.
Yeah, well.
So
I mean, I hope whatever he chooses to do will be amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a knowledgeable person for sure, and just a really great personality. So
Yeah, I was blown away by it because I've seen other videos and I never had met him before. So when I saw the videos, I'm like, is this going to be some big cheesemo who doesn't know anything about tobacco, just there to
No.
plug? And,
No, it's not.
and he sat down with me, and I met him beforehand, super nice guy, interviewed him, very knowledgeable, great, shut down the show, and he and I shot the shit for a while, and just literally just super nice guy.
yeah, there was nobody that had more. I think JD and I forget the name of JD's partner that he started the company with. The name eludes me.
We met him at the Pennsylvania Barn Smoker. I thought
Who's that?
who
J-
JD started with.
I don't think he's never out.
No, I thought that was one of the.
No, that was the CEO of the company.
CEO
yeah,
of the company. Okay.
Swisher hired.
Oh,
But
okay.
but other than JD and his partner, like nobody had more seniority than Fabian. He was number 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know.
I knew he was up there. I knew he'd been there a while.
I don't know.
Yeah.
During COVID, I have to say, like his hookah
Yeah.
type of videos were
I
I mean,
know.
they were hilarious.
Need
They
to
were
watch them.
entertaining.
Yeah, he's gonna do some cool stuff. I can't wait to see. Ah, damn it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kevin's
Back to the place.
going to put his
He's like
leggings on.
bumping into me.
He's going to put
knocking
his
stuff
leggings
over.
on.
Yeah, my leggings that give you a wedgie.
Yeah, he was really knowledgeable, and like I said, I just sometimes you misjudge someone or you get preconceived
course.
notions by what you see, and then you get a chance to meet them, and you're like, oh wow, okay, that's they're not like that. And there's some folks who can't accept that. Like I'd rather I
Absolutely.
mean I know I've done it before, and people have done it with me, but I'd respect somebody who may say, that person seems like they're a bit of a dipshit. And then when you meet them in person, you're like, you know what? They're actually a
wrong.
pretty nice guy,
Yep.
a pretty nice
That's
girl
the-
or whatever.
That's the one thing I will say about, we went to an event one time and I just felt like we were treated not in the best way, considering, I guess, the way Kevin and I look, or mostly Kevin,
I was going to
because
say,
he's
it's Kevin.
fully
You can blame Kevin. It's
tattooed.
cool. Don't
I mean,
worry.
there's been times where we've gone to eat somewhere and they will literally stick us in the back of the restaurant. And it will take forever for a waitress to come over to us. And it's the rudest thing. It really is. But it is what it is. But Michael Orr from Orr's Cigars,
Mhm.
fantastic guy. Just came up out of nowhere and was talking to us. And we were like, wow, he's just treating us like people. Like people should treat
I heard he's a
people
nice
like
guy.
people. He is so freaking nice.
Yeah, I heard he's a nice guy.
One of the nicest people I have ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
But genuinely just a good dude.
Yeah.
And it made me feel finally oh, okay, somebody's just going to talk to us like we're people. They don't he doesn't care about the way we look or how we're dressed or anything. He's just good conversation.
Yeah, well, people
You
are
know?
just too prejudged. They're just judgmental, and
Yeah.
and really, You know, it's that's why when you guys talk about the barn smoker, I would like to experience that just because it is, you know, when you go to an event like that, it should be inviting or the big smoke, you know, everybody's gets along and is
I'd like
inviting
the
and it's not
educational part of
a
it. Just to
it's
learn
not
Yeah,
more about the
it's not an
industry and the
exclusive
cigars
club,
and-
you know,
Yeah.
bullshit that you know
The
that you see.
educational part is like huge, but it's the inclusiveness. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how much money you have, where you're from, or what you do. Everybody at that moment is the same person.
And we're gonna get Jen rolling her own cigar at the event.
Yes,
I gotta
Yes.
put it to
listen,
work
I
somehow.
suck.
Get it.
I'll
Listen,
learn that. That's
I
fine. You
am
can teach me.
terrible.
I haven't even done it.
I
Like,
am terrible. Craig did awesome. Me, not so much. I was awful at it, and my cigar did not look good whatsoever.
I tried
It
rolling
is
my own here. It
literally-
was a nightmare.
It's an art. It's definitely an art, and I give anyone who can do it
They
well.
make it look so
Definitely
easy,
try.
don't they? Because I'm
They
like,
do.
I have all this
They
tobacco
do.
in front of me. I'm like, okay, I seen them bunch. I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
even get the bunching done. Like, okay, then I'm like, okay, I'll just roll the binder.
Now, mind you,
Well,
like, what the
you're
shit?
doing more steps than I even
Well,
had.
well-
That was all done. All I had to do
Yeah.
was take the wrapper.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
the wrapper's a
roll it
nightmare.
over there.
Yeah. It's already filler and binder is on.
Yeah.
So they're giving
It's just a wrapper.
they're giving you the half leaf.
Yeah.
And then you're rolling.
Yeah.
So you're putting the wrapper on a
Yeah,
cigar.
no,
and
mine was fucking
that
horrible.
that was difficult.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
it
so
is. It's
difficult.
crazy because I go, okay, I got it. And I'm like, oh, wait, there's a gap.
But
wait,
you gotta
no,
wet
wait,
it.
there's a gap.
You gotta wet it, and then you want to stretch it, but you don't want to stretch it too much because then you're gonna tear it. It's
I
too
got
much.
freaking monkey paws.
I
that
call
is-
them Vienna sausages.
Hawk
That's
smash.
what I call White's. I'm like,
You know,
White's got Vienna sausage
I see
fingers.
these guys. I see you guys spreading out this leaf, and I'm like, I could do this. All right, next leaf. I can do this.
There's a reason why the majority of the rollers are women. You know, so.
No, I mean you really, I think, have to have like piano hands. That's what I say.
That's my
like
fingers. Long
it's
little
definitely
fingers.
a long
I-
thing, you know.
I asked Amendola, I'm like, how do you do it, dude? You got big freaking catcher's mitts. He's like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, you know, it's the same way. I used to teach welding, and like when it comes to the fine, intricate TIG welding, I loved teaching women. They had this the piano hands.
Yeah.
They had the dexterity. Women welders, hands down, I loved because
It just looked pretty.
it just looked the best.
Pretty and clean.
And a good looking weld is generally a good weld.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, women were the best TIG welders.
No, I just
Yeah,
couldn't do
women
it.
just rule the world.
Yeah.
Without us, you guys would.
Yeah, make the prettiest sandwiches. You make roll the best cigars. It's
Oh.
They're all nurses in the medical field.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
You can shoot an IV and you can draw blood. And we're talking about drawing blood. I want the oldest nurse, the oldest one. I'm like, you got anybody that's like 100? Because it's the only one that can hit a goddamn vein. I have these rolling veins in my arms. And I remember once I was given blood, and it was for the American Cancer Society. They started a new phase 3 long-term study. So you had to take blood. So figuring out what causes cancer or whatnot. And there's this old lady, and she was like, and this is years ago, she had to have been like 80. And she's like, well, which arm? I go, only the right arm. Like the left, there's nothing there. And I go, you just got to be careful. Like nobody ever hits me the first time. And she had her needle out, and she turned her head to the side and stuck me, hit me the first damn time. And I'm like, oh, I love you. And it's awesome. So
I'm a good stick. I think
Oh,
from
yeah,
starting
are
on peds and newborns,
Yeah.
it's quite a few patients are like, wow, I can't believe you got that vein. It's just more technique than anything
Yeah,
else.
and I'll tell you, like, Wyatt, like, that's one thing I love. Like, he pretty much always has gone to a specialist to ever have blood drawn and stuff until he got older. I mean, that kid had, like, the tiniest veins, like, not, and they would, like, hurt him, like, if they, they would be stacked. So they would always do it in the hand because that's where
That's
the
where most
biggest
of my
vein-
IVs are done in the hand now.
because it just was, they couldn't do it in the arm. And even now it's kind of tricky. He's just got small, tiny little veins.
I got
But
big
me,
freaking
I
super
got
gulp
everywhere.
veins.
Like they're everywhere. As you could see mine, I pump out blood fast. I'm like,
Yeah.
take it all.
Yeah, I donate as well.
I got like a big super gulp straw under there. I just
Yeah.
you don't even need to freaking
It takes
tie
longer
it off.
to get all set up and get started than to actually
What-
donate blood.
What blood type are you guys?
I'm A positive.
What do you care?
I don't know.
You just don't want to say?
No, I don't know.
He doesn't know.
It's not a big secret. I don't know.
You don't know what blood type you are?
I'm O negative.
No.
What are you?
How do you
Jess?
not know what blood type you are? I'm A
Because
negative.
I never gave blood, and I never asked my blood type.
Oh, you never gave
Je-
blood?
I've
Jess-
given blood like years ago. I'm sure they were like, "Hey, you're blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
great, thanks."
I'm
Je-
A negative.
Jessica has an Atlantean blood.
I'm RH negative. That means every time I had a baby, I had to get a shot.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't die, so my blood wouldn't attack me. But Wyatt is the only other person who could give me blood because he's A negative, which I would never take his blood, obviously.
I like read up once when she told me like the A neg. I didn't know that.
It's crazy.
Like science doesn't know how she got her blood. Like
Yeah.
that's not like
now,
s-
mind you, my
yeah.
parents are not negative. They're both
Yeah.
positives.
So that they say, the conspiracy theorist out there, that
Aliens?
Jessica can trace her blood back to the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
And they're aliens, because like I said,
Yeah.
because
But
said,
I always
like,
thought
yeah,
I was the milkman
but
baby.
yeah, but they
because
said
clearly,
they
I don't know how my parents.
because they said they don't know, they can't like, I guess through evolution they don't know how she got her blood, like that,
Yeah.
her or whatever, A negative, like that's not like a
I think I'm the
you know,
second or third sought blood out there
yeah.
because I can only accept RH negative or what is it? O. Like what's the universal?
Universals. Oh, right.
Universal.
Oh.
So you.
But
need
it's
O negative.
but it's an O positive or O negative.
It would still be O negative.
Yeah.
O
I don't think you
negative.
can have a positive blood.
No, both my parents are positive, so I don't know how they made a negative.
They cancel each other out.
That Aquaman visited your mother one night.
I'm telling you, I have to
Yeah.
be I'm the only one in my family besides now Wyatt that anyone that I know
Yeah.
of, no one can give me blood.
I'm
It's
surprised.
weird.
But
Joe's
it makes
A positive as well. We have the same blood type.
But it's weird that she has the alien blood, because when the first time I talked to my neighbor, like the weird guy that we're pretty sure is in the witness relocation program.
Oh, I've never talked to him.
Yeah,
so
like I
don't
only
know.
talked to him a couple times, and one time he needed some weed. And I'm like, I don't know.
No, he asked you where he could get
Yeah,
some.
where he could get some. Like apparently the tattooed bearded guy knows where all the weed is at. But talking to him one day, and he asked me if I believed in aliens, and I'm like, oh yeah, believe in aliens. Jessica's descended from aliens because of her blood type. And he goes, that makes sense. He goes, I've been outside the house like having a cigarette like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he goes, there's these weird lights that hover above your house every now and then.
You never told me that
I never
story.
told you that story.
You're full of shit.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
I don't buy anything.
And he goes, I thought it was the weirdest thing when I moved in, because these lights only hover above your
You're
house,
so
no
full of
other
shit.
house in the neighborhood. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That is not even a true anything.
That's a truth. That's what he
He
told
is high
me.
as a motherfucker.
Apparently.
And Jess, you need to go
No,
talk to
is
Is
him.
that before or after he asked for the weed, Kev?
He was out of weed, so he wasn't high. But yeah, he goes.
At the time, at 2 or 3 in
Yeah.
the morning, what do you think he's smoking?
Yeah, but he says it's only your house, and he goes, these weird lights
What's his weed
hover above
laced
the
with?
house.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's his weed laced with?
I don't know. But I will tell you, like,
That's funny.
when I found out when I was pregnant with Graham, like they were like, oh, you're RH negative. And I was like, what does it, that mean? They were like, well, basically your blood will attack itself if you give birth and don't have the same blood type. I was like, oh, that sounds so not fun whatsoever. So they gave me a shot before and then the shot after. So, yeah, it's right in your ass. It's like a long ass needle. So I don't die. So now people always say, oh, lots of women died during childbirth. Probably because their kids, their blood type wasn't compatible.
Well, only the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't
That's
really
probably why they
think,
died off.
to be
There you
honest,
go.
I'm not buying that there's like this link to this other thing.
yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm just RH.
Are you a good
negative.
swimmer?
It's just, yes.
Do you like
I
water?
am.
Can
I
you
actually
breathe
got caught in a
underwater?
current. I like water, yes. I just don't like the ocean because I don't like sharks and I don't like sand. But I could swim in it. I actually got stuck in a current and actually was able to like get myself out of it. It took me like
Atlantean.
3 hours, but
Yeah.
I fought it and everybody on the beach was like, we all thought you were like going to be a goner. Like I fucking was like, I am not dying today. like a big current. Like it took me
Yeah.
like 3 hours to get back, like way down the beach. It took me out there far. It was scary as fuck.
Yeah, see?
I was like 17, 18 when it happened. We were at the Jersey Shore, and it was fucking. I was like, I'm gonna die today. Like it comes up on you. You don't even realize like it's happening to you until it's like too late.
Yeah, I don't mess.
It-
When I live down there, I don't mess
it's
around in
it's
deeper
scary.
ocean
It
water.
is so fucking scary.
We
When
were-
that
I mean,
rip current hits.
No.
It literally, like, I'm out and like I'm enjoying, and I never really went out far like in the water, and I don't know what happened. Like that day was weird. Like I think I was like finally trying to relax. You know, my dad's fishing off the beach, and we were doing family time, and it was nice, and I was just like not paying attention, and it was like boom, and then I was like I can't get back. I was like, and then I felt like it was like suffocating me, and like my dad's like, swim with it, not against it. Like everybody on the beach is like yelling at me, and I'm like, and by the time I finally got to a point where it wasn't taking so much control, it was like 3 hours taking me down. Everyone's following as I'm going. Nobody dared come out because it was so goddamn strong.
I mean, we were. I mean, we lived on the beach. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up.
Yeah, but the
on the beach,
Atlantic
yeah.
versus the Gulf.
Oh, yeah,
is
you know,
little,
we were. I mean, as early as I can remember. I mean, 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. I mean, we were. I mean, we could see. I mean, you could just go to the beach and you could look at it. I mean, people
Right.
look at the water and only see
Right.
water, and we could actually just see.
Can you imagine not being able to see?
Oh, yeah, but yeah. But
I mean, the
but
water's
we,
dark. I was like,
yeah, but we
freaking
could
fuck
see
out.
we could see the rip currents. We just
Yeah.
knew.
No, you
know,
can't. It's
But yeah,
terrifying.
and you just like, okay, we're gonna go in the water. Just stay away from that one spot right there for like half an hour.
I think that's part of the
'Cause you're gonna
reason why I'm scared of the ocean. It's not so much like sharks and like it's really probably because that was very traumatizing. Like
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Water's very
So
unforgiving.
I was fucking terrified. I think that was probably like the most terrified I had ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally and you're exhausted. Like I remember just wanting to go to sleep, and everyone's like, "Stay awake, keep swimming, keep swimming." It's like you have no energy left.
Yeah.
It takes so much out of you.
Yeah, I'm not a good swimmer.
It's scary. I mean, that's the one thing I will say. My parents, from the time we were babies, we learned how to swim. My kids, same thing. Throw you in water. Psh,
Yeah.
you are learning how to swim. If you don't know how to swim, you could drown. And that was always my biggest fear, even as like with my kids. I took grandma was terrified of water for what I don't know why. But like it took him a long time to learn to swim without swimmies and stuff. He wouldn't even really go near the pool or anything. But I took him to the YMCA. It took like a year for him to finally get comfortable with swimming without swimmies. But Gabby took it like no big deal. Wyatt, he still used swimmies for a long time, but I mean he swims like a fish now. Like I could
You
leave.
taught Joe how to swim.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I never
I'm,
fear.
I'm not bad, but we grew up, but I was in Pennsylvania. We had
Yeah.
above ground pool, so swimming was
Yeah,
like
that's
as
what
soon as you
we
can
had,
stand
was
up,
above
you're like,
ground
I'm in a pool
Yeah,
to
you're
be
like,
cool.
yeah,
I'm not
I think
swimming.
I'm dying. Stand up, Kerr.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I'm drowning. Stand up, you idiot. It's
Yeah.
4 foot.
Yeah, that's how we
That's
had
what it
too.
was, But I could swim. I can swim. It is so exhausting, so tiring that if I was ever in that situation, I'm like, I'm dead because
I give up. Yeah.
there's no way for 3 hours.
Luckily, it happened that I was young. I mean, I can't imagine if it happened to me now, I'd give up. I'd be like, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so out of shape. There is no way that I could do it now. But I was young then, so I was stronger and like had more energy. Now forget it.
Yeah.
I worked.
I just don't like.
When I worked at the beach, there was one time we had a bad storm the night before, so the next day we went out, and the tide was all the way. It was way back because of the storm, but the waves were freaking just brutal from because the night before, and we used to go out in the morning. We would body surf, before we'd set up all of our hot dogs and stuff. And I went out there, and it was like the third time. It was like jammed me into the ground, twirled me around, sucked me back out.
Yep.
And then
That's how it gets you.
And then I was like, and I got up, and then one guy was laughing at me. He goes, you're not the beach guy, are you? I said, well, no, it's my first year down here. I said, I go body surfing. He goes, yeah. He goes, this is the best time to go body surfing. He goes, but it beats you the fuck up. I mean, I was only after 3 times after being out there, it was the most, I felt like a rag doll in the water. Like it just did whatever it wanted to do. You know, before you could kind of hang out, wait for the wave, start paddling, body surf, get up.
Yeah.
This
The
time
water
it was like there's
is the
no
puppet
effing
master,
way.
and you are the puppet.
You were
It
gonna
is
do nothing, and it was like you said when you said it was felt like it was pushed against you, suffocating you. It could just felt like you were being pulled in every different direction and had no control over it.
It also
And
is
that
weird. It
scared me
almost
enough.
feels like it's not hands, but it's like a presence, and it's coming from all angles. And you're just like, I can't move, I can't get away, and I'm already a claustrophobic person, so I was like hyperventilating.
I couldn't imagine
was
being
like,
that in deeper water. I was just, I mean,
it was scary.
at that time, it was water that would maybe get up to our neck, you know, and then our chest, and then we'd ride it in. But after the 3rd time, I'm like, I'm done. That was exhausting. Just after 15 minutes, no.
You know, and I do have like a healthy respect for like nature, water, all that stuff. But like honestly, no, I mean, you could probably get more educated. Like, I mean, I kind of feel like me as a parent, I probably, if I was to go somewhere, I should educate my kids on like, nobody ever told me this shit. Like, hey, don't swim out too far. I didn't know this stuff. Like, you're just in the ocean. They say it's safe, you know?
Yep.
Go ahead.
So we always,
I didn't have any knowledge.
we always swim out far. You always swim out to the sandbar, you know, because like I said, you know, in Florida here, like 80% of all shark attacks are in less than 3 feet of water.
Right.
So you always wanted to get out as far as you can, because that's what we worried about here in
Well,
Florida.
that's because the bull sharks are
with,
assholes.
you know, with shark attack. Yeah, you don't. A bull shark will
The
fuck your
bull
neck.
sharks are the worst attacks and they're the majority of the attacks.
The
shark.
bull shark and the hammerhead are the only
hammerhead.
2 sharks that will attack a human unprovoked. There is no creature on the planet that has more testosterone than the bull shark.
Yeah, the bull shark is super nasty.
It'll just because we had a story probably going back 15, 20 years. A guy, you know, like your parents that live right on the water.
Yeah.
He had jumped off his dock. And his wife, and it was an older guy, you know, I think like in the 60s or whatever. Mm-hmm. His wife was right there. He jumped on top of a bull shark by accident.
Oh God, can you imagine?
And she said the water just exploded, and it was just.
They are relentless. Like they don't stop. It doesn't matter. They could probably lose part of their tail, and they're still coming at
the bull sharks are
nasty. They over in what is it? Boca Grande.
Yeah, Boca Grande. Yeah, they have the hammerheads.
They have the hammerheads and bull sharks. Like people don't go if they don't know. Like if you're not from here and you don't know, hopefully locals tell them, because people don't go in that water.
But even as kids, I mean, we'd be at the beach. You know, even at 12, 13 years old, be at the beach at midnight. You know, tourists would be swimming. It'd be like, you're going to want to get out of the water. They're sharks.
This is when they're feeding.
Yeah, sharks everywhere. You know, if it's dark outside, you don't go in the water. There's sharks. You know, like I said, 80%. Yeah. You know, almost all shark attacks in Florida are in less than 3 feet of water.
My friend Dustin, a buddy of his, has a place in New Smyrna, and that's on the Atlantic side of Florida. A couple of years in a row, like me and the kids would go. One year there was a tropical storm hit, and we were stuck in the condo, like why this tropical storm was happening. But then afterwards, like there was all these surfers, there's all these people. So, you know, of course, Graham's like, can I go to the beach and boogie board? And Dustin's like, we'll go with him and stuff. But those waves were the most intense.
Storm.
Oh my God. But Graham had like the best time, but all you saw like also were fins, sharks everywhere, great whites everywhere. I was like freaking out, and Dustin's like, they're fine, they're not going to come that far in. We saw them from a distance. I was like, I am freaking out.
I've seen Jaws too many times.
I know. I was like,
clear the water.
But there's surfers out there. They're used to it. They're like, oh yeah, we see them all the time. What the fuck?
Yeah, here in on the Gulf Coast, we always track there's 2 great whites, but one rarely ever surfaces.
It's that girl one, right?
Catherine.
Catherine.
We track Catherine. Because she in the winter she starts off in like Boston, off that area, and then we track her all the way, and then all the way off Venice Beach here. So she makes her little trail every single year, the same migratory route, You know, so it's always on the news. Oh, Catherine's back in town.
Yeah, she
You
pings.
know, and it's just
Pings.
hangs off of Venice Beach.
You want to
and-
know
yeah.
something though? I've watched a couple like documentaries on sharks and stuff, and like this, you know, they've tagged some, so they do follow them on their route and stuff. But they seriously, the great whites, some of them, they're really not that aggressive. Some of them, it's like weird, and then but yet the bull sharks, the hammerheads, there's other sharks that are actually more aggressive than the great white.
They didn't make
But-
they didn't make Jaws with a bull shark. That's why.
Yeah,
Everybody
but-
scared the shit out of great whites.
Are aggressive white shark, great whites.
And the one, and I don't know if it was Jaws 1 or 2 where they cut open that tiger shark. Remember they pull out the license plate.
Yeah.
So that was caught off of Venice Pier here
Yeah.
off town, and it was my old science teacher was his buddy is who caught that.
Caught the tiger shark.
Caught that tiger shark.
That's crazy.
And they knew someone on the pier knew that Hollywood was looking for a big shark, you know, to film for a movie.
So they did that.
So they, you know, they packed it in ice and they shipped it out to.
You know, that's the one
wherever.
cool thing about like Moat Marina. Like they take all like injured, you know, sea life and stuff, like the turtles, like certain other things. But they usually do like a rehabilitation. They try to get them back out into nature. But they also teach you when you go there. It's not like, oh, an aquarium, you're just seeing stuff. They show you how much care goes into rehabilitating these animals and stuff. But they also teach you about all the sharks and all
Oh yeah, the greatest story out of Moat Marine was the dolphin that they rehabilitated for like a couple of years, and they made a big thing. The press was out there. They were finally releasing this dolphin back into Little Sarasota Bay.
Yeah.
They got it in there. The dolphin was around the boat. It goes to swim off. Bam! Shark kills the dolphin instantly. Comes out of the boat. I'm like,
Wasn't that a Disney movie?
no, that was another one. That was from Moat with like the flipper or the fin or whatnot.
No, that was
or what?
that was in Tampa. I thought was
No, that was Moat that rehabilitated that.
I thought
Yeah,
I
but that
thought
was
that-
the Disney movie.
I
Yeah.
thought
Wasn't there
the
a Disney movie about the
no, I thought
dolphin?
the dolphin's
Yeah,
name was
yeah.
what was
Was
it
it
called?
that had like a fake fin or something?
Yeah.
That was.
No,
that
I
was,
thought that was in Tampa.
no, that was Moat Marine that rehabilitated that dolphin. Yeah,
No, because that marina that in the movie shows that they were like going under, and no, that was not the same dolphin. I thought it was Tampa. It was like a little rinky-dink type of like rehabilitation center. It was
I
going
don't
under.
think so.
I can't remember the name of that movie.
A
neither.
dolphin's tail, wasn't it, or something like that?
No.
I don't
No, it
remember
had
what
to
it
be
was. I just remember the whole
Tiki or
premise of
something
the
like that. I don't know.
No, it was like- it was
rehab
like-
dolphin with a fake
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Tail.
It,
tail.
I think it was-
Dolphin's tail.
just put
that
dolphin
it?
with fake tail.
Yeah.
Winter.
Yeah,
Winter.
Winter was the name of the dolphin.
Where was it?
I don't think I saw the movie.
Clearwater.
I just know the
Clearwater
commercial.
is Tampa.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Or Moat Marine. Yeah.
Clearwater. It was Clearwater. Clearwater, Florida, folks.
Yeah.
I think Jessica's
I
ready
was
for
right.
bed.
Say I was right. It's outside of Tampa, and it is not Bradenton.
It's called the dolphin tail. Like I was right.
But first
You
off,
said that.
where is it?
I don't know. Yeah, he said that. We just
Not
didn't know
what-
which fin was fake, and I'm like, well, it's called a dolphin's tail. I'd have to imagine the little play on words.
Clearwater, Florida, which is not Bradenton, not Moat Marine. Just saying.
He's still looking to see if you're right.
I am right.
Must
He
have
just
proved you wrong.
first off, he was right about the Boy Scouts. We told him he was correct. But you see, he can't do the same thing. He's like, no, can't do that. Got to find some article, some bullshit article. Now you can talk
Fake
about-
news.
Now you can talk about. See, it says Clearwater. It clearly says
That's saying
Clearwater.
where it was filmed.
Doesn't
I'm trying to see-
matter.
I'm trying to see where the dolphin was
At the-
rehabilitated.
at
The real dolphin, not what Hollywood tells you.
Yeah.
But it was
Not
at
this
the.
Hollywood.
Hollywood
dolphin
said it
you're
was in Inner Harbor.
What was the big manatee's name?
talking- Snooty.
Snooty the manatee. That thing is
Yeah,
huge.
died.
It did die eventually, yeah. But that was in Bradenton as well. Or was that Sarasota?
No, that was Moat. Snooty
That was
at
in the Moat, yeah. What are you still looking at? It was
Yeah.
in Clearwater. It was filmed there. At their rehabilitation
I think
center
it was filmed
that
there.
needed to get
I-
saved because it was
I'll-
run down. Don't even
I'll look-
try me.
I'll look.
Another one of those Hollywood misinformations, Kevin. I'm with you.
No. Are you kidding me? It's. I was right. Just say I was right.
Well, where they film it isn't necessarily where it
Yeah,
Who
happened.
cares where they filmed
Yeah,
it?
later on when I do
The
more
dolphin
research.
story was the dolphin is in Clearwater. So who was correct?
I think that's where it was filmed.
It said the dolphin winter is in Clearwater.
I'll do a little more research and get back to you later.
The whole entire website says Clearwater, Florida, which everyone considers that part of Tampa. So me saying Tampa makes me correct.
Unless you live in Clearwater, then you probably don't want to say you're involved in Tampa.
Can't you just freaking say I was correct?
Yeah.
Welcome home, Jess.
Welcome home.
Sad thing that I know more
Yeah.
about his homeland.
So still don't go in the water, sharks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jessica's correct about where this.
I'll tell you, the only time
dolphin
I'd
was.
ever been scared in the water was when I was snorkeling down in the Bahamas. And because the water was so deep, you couldn't, like here, you know, no matter where you're at here. I mean, you go out in the Gulf of Mexico off Venice Beach, you got to go out 50 miles to hit 20 feet of water. You know, it's just a shallow. But down in the Bahamas where it's like 1,000 feet, it's black underneath you.
Scary.
And I
Kerr, are you looking up this dolphin?
I didn't realize how scared that I would be, and it was just because not seeing underneath you, it was just.
Yeah, it's like the abyss.
It really
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Because we watched the Shark Week where the shark comes straight up out of the
Or
blue.
underwater. That other
Now
one
let me
that
ask
they
you:
have.
do you really think there are like megalodons or anything
No.
big?
That's not.
huge?
It's actually
No.
impossible.
They're saying though that there is things that we don't know how large they
Meg's
actually.
gonna come up and get you.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I believe in the.
There's things in that ocean we don't know exist.
I believe in mermaids. That's without a doubt.
So you believe in mermaids, but
So
you don't believe
Ariel's gonna come and save you.
this massive ass shark.
Well, there's just not. You know, we would have pulled one up by now.
How do you know that? They say they're discovering stuff all the time.
We would have found
in
a
the
body.
water and in the rainforest.
There's not enough food to have even pods of megalodons. There's not
I didn't
enough.
say there was a pod.
Well, there can't be just one. I mean,
Well, I
they have a
didn't say
life
there was just
expectancy of
one.
100 years, so
Yeah,
they would
but-
have to breed. They would have to have food. It's just not possible.
I don't know, but there are some large.
But the
large
mermaids,
ones.
that's real. There's no way all these different cultures from around the planet can draw on the caves this exact same mermaid creature.
Well, they didn't
and
draw
not-
the same exact
It was all-
mermaid
yeah, it
creatures.
was all- yeah.
I've watched the same things you have.
Yeah.
They are not even close to
They're
being
the
the same.
What are you looking up?
I was just looking up megalodons.
Yeah.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Did you look up Winter the dolphin?
Yeah. Megalodon, not
Was that
possible.
Clearwater, Florida?
What? It was filmed there.
Yes, film.
Yeah,
there.
but isn't that where the dolphin is?
Where's his home?
the-
What does he
Winter?
call home?
It was rescued at Cape Canaveral.
Okay, but Winter lives in Clearwater.
Winter was Clearwater Marine Aquarium.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's where they shipped him after Marine rehabilitated.
Are you serious? Just say I was right, Kevin.
That's where he was shipped to live after being rehabbed at Moat Marine.
Don't
Rehab
even
center.
lie. You're so full of shit, Kerr. Kerr.
Because he was born in Mosquito Lagoon, Florida.
How would they know that?
I'm reading the fucking thing.
How would they know it was born in
Wikipedia.
Mosquito Lagoon or
Well,
whatever?
okay,
Wikipedia
you
knows
think I pulled
everything.
Mosquito Lagoon
No,
out
but
of my
I'm saying,
ass?
no, but I'm saying, how would they know that? Like, that's got, like, is that where they found it?
No, they said that he lives in Marine Aquarium in Clearwater, but was rehabbed at Moat.
Does it really say that?
Yeah, I'm reading it right
Oh.
now.
Send me that link.
Jessica wants proof.
Send me that link, Kerr.
It says
Send it right now, so I can. Okay,
She wants
I will
cross-reference on there.
I will concede.
he was found in the ropes of a crab trap in Mosquito Lagoon.
And sent where?
Moat Marine. And then they said he was shipped over to Clearwater, and that's the Clearwater Aquarium. And they're saying that's where it was
Jen,
filmed.
just say
They're
that.
saying it was filmed there, and
I
that's and
can't
they're
say
saying
that
that
Princess
the aquarium has been suffering, this whole financial issue. They thought that it would be a big boost of him living there.
Is he just a great
Failure.
story?
Failure.
What?
Yes.
It's a failure.
Okay, he's full of shit. That's why he won't send me the link. I am not buying what you are selling. I was correct. Both you boys need to say I was correct right now.
All right. Winter then was taken to Clearwater Aquarium, where she's been housed for 14 years after being caught in a crab trap, which resulted in her tail being lost, and Moat Marine was rehabbed.
No, it does not say Moat Marine. Send me the link that you're reading so I can read it with you.
He's copying.
Because you know you are lying.
Wait, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't get reception in the bathroom.
Okay, all right, good. Go. Because you know I'm right. Just say I'm right.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say where it was. Where the dolphin was rehabbed. It said it was. It said it lived there. It actually said that he was sent to an undisclosed,
it's in the movie.
highly qualified center.
Dolphin Witness Protection Program.
It was at that rehabilitation center in Clearwater.
Yeah,
but
they said that there's lights over top of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it wasn't Moat. It was
Just
Clearwater. I'm correct.
It also was not Tampa. So
Clearwater.
You're backtracking a least
Jen.
Let's just agree
that you know I'm right.
all of our stories are partially correct.
Yeah, no,
There's
you're
partial truths in a little of everything.
What is Clearwater in Tampa?
Clearwater is really.
Well, that's a long way to answer that question.
Really? You don't consider part of Clearwater to be Tampa? Don't even. Don't look at me.
If it was part of Tampa, it'd be called Tampa.
Listen, there's a lot of places in Tampa that are sectioned off. Like St. Petersburg is still part of Tampa.
No, it's not. St. Pete.
It's still part of Tampa.
It's not. It's in the same county, but it's not part of Tampa. That's like saying we're part of Sarasota.
We are part of Sarasota. You tell people all the fucking time.
It's because nobody knows where North Port's at.
Oh, okay, so it's okay.
Clearwater is a city of Florida and is sometimes mistaken to be in the Tampa Bay area. However, Clearwater is separate from the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, but it is still mistaken for Tampa, so I mistaken it for Tampa, so it doesn't make me wrong.
Hold on. Here, let me read what it really says. Clearwater
What does it say?
Clearwater is a city in Florida's Tampa Bay area.
Tampa Bay area?
I am right. Just say I'm fucking right. God damn it, Kevin.
I mean, we're part of the Tampa Bay area.
Just say, Jessica, you were correct about Winter the Dolphin.
And it says here, there's a 3-mile stretch of sand where restaurants, injured dolphins and sea turtles are rehabilitated at Clearwater Marine Aquarium, except for the very famous Winter, which was rehabbed at Moat Marine.
No, it does not. It does not say that. Careful, good try. I love that you keep throwing that Moat Marine in there because you know I'm correct, and I just need you to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're correct.
Kevin, you're not going to sleep tonight until you say it.
No, he needs to say it on camera.
Yeah. All right, I'm Kevin.
Because he does not like that he is wrong. Just admit that I was right this time.
You maybe, until I do more research, I'm going to give you partial credit. I just need to do more research.
It's not cool, Kevin.
I lost interest back with a freaking a dolphin with a freaking a fake tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long...
Outside of that, everything I looked up, Jess, I would have to say that you are correct.
Thank you, Kerr.
Yes.
Just waiting for the person that should say it.
Until Kevin gives me further proof.
Yeah, I will give you this one. You may be correct.
No, just say, Jessica, you are correct.
Jessica, you are correct.
Thank you. God, why was that so hard?
For the first time, Jessica, you are correct.
Kevin, say it again so we have it officially on record.
Yeah, we already have it. So
no, say it again.
Jessica, you are correct.
Thank you.
So with that being said, I think we're going to end on Jessica's correct.
Jessica's correct.
So,
well, the fact that you didn't know that was Tampa Bay area.
Well, I know it's Tampa Bay area.
No, you did not. You just kept saying no.
You just kept saying Tampa. It's Tampa Bay area. It's a pretty big area.
Still correct.
He missed you, Jess.
No, he did not. I'm sure him and the dog loved having that bed in pizza without me. And mind you, I liked having my hotel bed all to myself.
So on that note, since it's been a couple of hours.
It has almost 3.
You know what's funny,
Right?
Jess? It's been so long that people aren't going to hear that you were correct.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully Kevin has it in the trailer.
Ed,
Kevin's going to be like, Jessica, you are. That's going to be in the trailer. It's just going to be, that's it.
I know he'll completely cut this out.
All right, I'm Kevin.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Kerr.
I'm Jen.
And remember,
Bullies
bullies
make
make
good
good
friends.
friends. Jen.
From Kev, Jess, Kerr, and Jen, we are the Broadleaf Bullies. Thank you for joining us, and remember, bullies make good friends.
We really talked about
A
that.
little of everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
that week off was
It ran the
definitely.
gamut of everything.
Linda, nurse, all kinds of stuff. It was all Kevin.
Kevin's going to cut the promo. He's going to be like, Jessica, you are. And then there's things up my ass.
Don't you dare.